Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here. Uncle Bruce here in a more and more sparsely decorated house. on my way to becoming a nomad. Real quick. Oh man, we had furniture leave yesterday that is never coming back. Yeah, we're saying goodbye to some old pieces and friends, and what can I say? Jen and I are packing up and we're leaving Creston, heading for Calgary in a couple of weeks. And I got to tell you, the house is getting echoey in certain areas. Yeah, you'll notice behind me, my stereo is fine. It's just over there off camera. It is getting ready for being packed today. But the unit that held it is gone. It's out of here, and all the albums are packed, and everything is packed that was in it. And yeah, it's getting kind of sparse around here, but that means progress, and that means we're getting ready to travel, and travel means change, and change is getting excited. I gotta tell you, I learned some stuff this weekend, and again, you folks out there who watch me, I know 90% of you. Oh gosh, no, 95% of you who watch me are younger than I am. I'm an old man. I'm 65. I'm going to be 66 next month. Uh, Many of you are in your 40s and 30s, and so you know all this stuff. Everything I'm about to tell you, you are going to go, "Oh, the old man's finally coming around." The world has changed. I don't know if you figured this out, but when I grew up in the 60s and 70s and 80s compared to today, it's a different world. And one of the differences that I think, and I tell you, it's a different world. Let me go back to it. It's a different world, but it's a different world in a good way. Let me pre you know predicate that. Just want you to know that what I'm going to tell you, I think is great, and I think that whoever invented this stuff, I think is great. Forward thinker, entrepreneurial. Just I love it. And so, with all that set up, I was looking at, Jen and I have been talking now, and I've been mentioning it to you folks at home, that Jen and I want to spend a good chunk of the winter this year down in California. Or as they say on the Californians, California. And what are you doing here? Anyway, so we want to take the 405 to the 101 to the, and we're thinking about hanging out a good part of the winter in an area that we've been in before, which is the Palm Desert, Palm Springs, Rancho Mirage, Indian Wells area. And I've been just casually looking at accommodation scenarios, here and there to see what we can come up with, and found a really good website. There isn't one website that does it all. Where for accommodation ideas, not one does it all, but there are some that do some of it. And I came across a website. Was it VRBO? I forgot the name of it. I've got it here in my thing. Yeah, VRBO. Book your vacation rentals. And I gotta tip my bald head to these people. Wow, this is incredible. What a beautiful site. Great website, easy to follow, easy to navigate, maps to show you kind of here's the area you're talking about, and all these blue dots are condos or houses or whatever that might fit the bill for what you're after, because you fill in a bit of a thing, a couple of in the search bar, like what are you looking for, when do you want the accommodation, how much you want to spend, what do you need, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 1 bedroom, all this kind of stuff. Great, just terrific. And so you go through that, and you start narrowing down the field, and wow, it's fantastic. Now, again, those of you in your 20s and 30s and 40s, you're looking at me going, duh. I mean, geez. There's Airbnb, and then there's Zillow, and then there's in my case, you can look at individual uh, uh, communities. Like you can look up a golf club, like a golf course development that has had condos built all around. They have their own real estate office in there, and you can But the problem with all that is you have to go to their individual sites. Now you have to go to this website, and this takes time. When you haven't got as much time as a 30-year-old, I mean, my time's running out. I don't have time to shop around. I want to get to the point here. Anyway, that was one good thing that happened this weekend. The second good thing that happened this weekend, I'm even more jacked about this. Again, you kids are going to look at me and go, boy, is this guy out of touch. And you got to cut me a break because I'm on the air here 5 hours a day, Monday to Friday. And Saturdays and Sundays, I'm either doing one-on-one consultations, classes, or I'm sleeping to try to recover from the 5 hours a day I'm doing. Anyway, Discover Turo. Discover Turo in a big way. I've known of it. I've heard of it. But I hadn't had the time to really dig into it. And Uncle Bruce is shopping for a Tesla. Uncle Bruce is figuring out he's going to be driving a Tesla down there. Down in that California OIA area. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be renting me a Tesla on Turo. Because there are a gazillion of them available in Los Angeles and the desert area. It's incredible how many there are. I couldn't believe it. I was pleasantly shocked at noticing the prices are coming down for Teslas because more and more Teslas are becoming available for rent from private owners to individuals. And I'm pumped because I have been looking for a Tesla for rent at a reasonable price from an Enterprise or a Hertz or a Dollar or whatever these car companies are called. Can't find one. They're just so out of reality when it comes to their pricing that you don't even bother. I mean, you want to talk $500 a day for a Tesla, $3,000 a week for a Tesla. I mean, forget it. I'm looking at Teslas for $60 a day, $65 a day, $70 a day, because I'm looking at a monthly rental. I'm looking at 1 or 2 months at a time for a Tesla. I'm not looking for a weekend. A weekend rate, yeah, you pay a high rate, but for a month at a time, great. But with car rental companies, you can't do reasonable searches for a month at a time. They're just not set up for it. They're weekenders, they're week longers, and they got their game and whatever they're doing. It's okay. But this Turo thing is incredible. And I was looking at some YouTube videos this weekend about Turo and how it works from the owner's perspective. And so fascinating, absolutely fascinating. My hat's off. If I had a hat, hats off to Turo and to the VRBO people, all these guys. These two websites have had me entertained all weekend long, in between packing boxes, moving boxes, and getting furniture out of here. It's been a very uplifting, literally and figuratively kind of week. And let me tell you, I'm tired. I am physically tired from carrying and lifting. I had to help. I told this one fellow, I said, I got a couch for you. It's a great couch. It's got motorized recline and all that. It's yours. It's free. You just come and pick it up. Bring a friend who can help you lift it. He didn't hear that part. He heard the free and went, oh, showed up on Saturday or Sunday, showed up on Sunday with his pickup truck and a trailer. I thought, that's good. And showed up with his wife. And I said, this is not the friend I was talking about. You need a friend that is 6'2", 210, all muscle to help you carry this couch. Oh, I thought you'd help me do it. Oh, I thought for sure I'd been done with moving this dang thing, but no. So we took it apart. We took the backs off, walked it out of the living room. The good news is we walked out of the living room right onto our deck, down the 4 steps, and at the bottom of the steps, there's a dolly that he brought with him. Thank God he brought a dolly. And so we put it on a dolly, and then we wheeled it down, and it's downhill, slight downhill from the back of the house to the front of the house. Down we went and up onto the trail. It wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough. my abs and my hips and my lower back and my legs are going, what do you think you're doing? Are you out of your freaking mind? What, you're so out of shape. You're so overweight. You are a basket case, buddy. What are you doing with this guy? Well, we got it out of here. And the psychological happiness of getting this thing out of here was wonderful. Anyway, there was a wonderful experience that worked out for us, and I was very happy about that. But I'll tell you, got that out of here. We got this unit out. He took this unit. He took something. He took other stuff. Jennifer, Jennifer and this guy's wife collaborated on what was going on, and we offloaded because the cost of moving this stuff and the cost to store this stuff, it's cheaper to buy it new when we finally set up in 2 years or so, our new permanent location. This is just an absolute godsend to get rid of a lot of these things. So we're really quickly offloading what we're not going to take with us, and we're going from a 3-bedroom house to like a studio apartment in furnishings, if that, and then it's just boxes. It's just boxes, and the boxes are piling up all over the house. Unbelievable. And let me show you this. I'll show you over here if you can watch this here. Look at this. There's my TV, which we're still giving away. There's my whiteboard right there, and then there's a coffee table left over there. There used to be a love seat over there. Those are all boxes now. There's a coffee table over there. Our old grandfather clock is coming with us. We've had that forever. We're taking that, but that's just that's about 6 feet high. It doesn't take up any space. Yeah, we're cleaning out. This house is getting empty quick, and all the knicky-knack stuff, much of it has been thrown away or given away or packed away. And the heirloom stuff, yeah, of course, the photo albums and all, it's all packed up. But I'll tell you, we are offloading here, and I'm excited that this is coming down. It's coming down. It's coming down. But yeah, in a couple of weeks, we're gone. We're gone, and we're now in Calgary. You'll start seeing me do shows from Calgary, and then from there, the plan should be, hopefully, depending on the virus and the variants and the travel restrictions and all that, we hope and pray we can go south, and yeah, be down in the USA for the winter time. Where exactly and how exactly, we don't know, but we don't have to know. That's the best part about it. Looking at VRBO, looking at Expedia.com, we can go anywhere and we can rent anything we want, and there's lots of it available, and we're good to go. So we've reduced the costs of being in Canada dramatically because we won't have a mortgage, we won't have business, we don't have property taxes, we're not going to have utilities, we're not here. So that is replaced with expenses being on the road, which are higher, of course, but on the road it'll be. And so we'll see how it goes. So you're going to see videos on this channel, but also on the Traveling with Bruce channel about our travels. And that'll include yours truly getting behind the wheel of a Tesla, because I'm thinking I can't order a Tesla here in Canada and get it before we leave. We're now being told between November and next March, April for delivery of a Tesla, depending on the model. And I'm thinking, well, you know what, Bruce, why don't you just rent some down there in the US, try them out and see what you like, what features you like, get used to it after a month or two, kind of instead of a weekend rental, have it for several months, and just see yourself. Drive a Tesla around Southern California for a while and get a feel for the vehicle and its amenities, so that when you are ready to order your own, you can order your own Tesla. Now, it might be that we're in the States and we order the Tesla. It'll be ready for us when we get home to Canada. Great. Great. I'm happy taking delivery of my Tesla in Canada next spring after winter. That'd be fine. That's when I get the new Tesla. Great. We'll drive it up there for the summer, fall, next fall, head down to the States with our own Tesla and keep the car in summer weather and away from winter weather for a couple of years. Yes, I'm certainly up for that. Anyway, we'll see how it all goes. You'll see videos, you'll see trials and tribulations. You'll see the giddy old man behind the Tesla. You'll see him getting hit, because you'll see the hand hitting me, the elbow, just off camera as Jen hits me and says, don't go so fast. Can't wait. Should be a lot of fun. Anyway, everybody, we'll see how what's going on. We'll be figuring it out. In today's markets, we're opening up here in about, 45 minutes or so. And let me get my cable over here to my big SI pad and make sure it's got juice in. The markets this morning are positive, but barely. We're up 9 on the Dow. We're up 3.4 on the S&P. And we're up 14 on Nasdaq. Oil is up 3 cents at 68.77. Of course, the big news this weekend was the Hurricane Ida coming into Louisiana, other states, and doing what it's going to do and has been doing already. And now the fallout, of course, as it passes north and becomes to a gigantic tropical storm and a real pain in the ass for the Appalachian area and all the other states towards the northeast. Now the fallout. What happens with power restoration in the south? How bad is the damage, flooding, and blah, 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 blah. Well, this is how it is. One of the things that's being talked about this morning, it started to be talked about, is the fact that 93%, I guess, of all Gulf of Mexico oil production has been shut in anticipation of the storm coming up. Now, the good news is that refineries have got a lot of storage of fuel, of raw oil and gas available to them, and there are a ton of giant oil tankers just offshore waiting to come into the Houstons of the world and other places, Mobile and everywhere else, where the refineries are located to refine fuel. So there isn't going to be any real reduction or interruption of fuel for the United States consumer. But you got to restart everything. And of course, with power outages, you've got spotty stuff. You can be rest assured that there's no power outage at any refinery. They're not in the grid. They might be in the grid when the grid is up, but when the grid is down, they have their own generators. They have a lot of fuel they can use to power their own generators for their own electricity. Refineries just keep right on refining, and trucks keep right on trucking. It's just quite a matter of roads and pipelines and all that to make sure infrastructure is okay. But pipelines have a remarkable ability to withstand hurricanes, tornadoes, and all kinds of stuff. They're quite sophisticated, these pipelines. You can shut them down in sections. You can drain the lines out, and even if there's damage to the line, nothing leaks. A lot of pipelines are underground, and so they're completely protected from Mother Nature's wrath above ground. And so the U.S. Grid, the U.S. energy grid, is relatively good as long as you don't have hacks from hackers to shut down pipelines from a hacker point of view. Anyway, this week we'll hear probably more about oil and gas shortages or supply issues or delivery chain issues, and that might affect oil and gas prices because oil did go up last week about $10 a barrel or something like that, 58 to 68. But I think we've topped out. I think the damage will quickly come out as not as bad as it could have been. And now the thinking is, well, in the next month, we could be drowning in too much oil again. And so down goes the production. The other thing in the next month that's happening is this is the 30th of August. Next weekend, Labor Day. The 6th of September is Labor Day. That's it for the summer driving season. Right after that, it's all over. And we've already noticed a dramatic cutback in airfare usage. We've noticed that airline passenger counts are dropping 22% already from the high of the July 4th neighborhood. That first week of July was the peak of air travel this year. And it's already off 22% from that point in time, and analysts are calling for it to drop more. And the reason is multiple reasons. There isn't one, but there are many. But the variant, the COVID variant, has really reared its ugly head, and a lot of folks who are thinking of traveling to certain areas in the U.S. are not going now. They're not going, and airlines are now cutting back capacity. They're literally getting ready to lay off people again. They're going through another cycle. And it's the fall season coming up, which is a slow season, admittedly. It always is. And airlines will be cutting back. They're very sensitive now to passenger counts. And they can already see their reservation numbers are way down from what they thought they would be 4 months ago. The airlines are going, oh, we're going to be at capacity here. This is great. We're going to be firing on all cylinders. There's so many Americans who are desperate to go traveling and desperate to get going here. This is going to be great. And all of a sudden, 90 days later, the airlines are going, the wave didn't come. We got a bit of a wave in July, and then it stopped, and it's just been falling off the ledge ever since. And so they're cutting back. The other reality, obviously, is that the free travel between Canada, the USA, and Europe has not materialized. Europe is still off limits to many Americans. Many European countries will not allow Americans in. Many are very restrictive for Canadians. And so travel overseas is greatly reduced. And so airlines are going, this is where we make a lot of our money. We make a lot of our money between New York and London, New York and Paris, Boston and London, Boston, Paris, Philadelphia, Washington, all these major cities, Chicago, Miami international flights. And I mean, they're being greatly reduced. And this is all gravy. This is high yielding airline routes that are just not happening, in full capacity or at total number of flights. Remember, for every hour a plane flies, that if it's a 2-hour flight, it makes money. 3-hour flights make more money. 5-hour flights make even more money. The airplane is the biggest money maker an airplane is when it's flying. That's the best when it makes the most money. These 45-minute quick flights, these are wear and tear nightmares for airlines, because you got takeoffs and landings and takeoffs and landings, cleaning up the interiors. The turnaround costs are ridiculous, gate fees and so on. But if you can fly from LA to London, or LA to Dubai, or LA to Amsterdam, or New York to Amsterdam, and whatever, you get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12-hour flights. These planes make really good money because the cost per mile per passenger seat is extremely low. It's less than a dime a mile per passenger. It's extremely low. So you can fly a human being from LA to London for like $100, $80, multiplied by the full plane, and of course with business class being much more, premium economy being higher, and first class being out of sight. Yeah, you're bringing in some serious coin here. The average, like I say, the average cost for every person on board is very low per mile, and these airlines make a lot of money on the longer flights. Obviously, Asia to the U.S. even more lucrative than the Atlantic, because in the Atlantic you get much more competition. Australia, USA, haven't had that for over a year. Those flights have been extremely lucrative, but we haven't had any. So the airlines in the U.S., airlines elsewhere are operating with one hand tied behind their back and the other hand in a cast. I mean, they're just not getting anywhere at the moment, and now the numbers are dropping dramatically, which will tell me that there could be problems at Disney. We may find that the Disney company and the Universal folks and other theme park operators out of Florida, they could be really surprising us to the downside with potential numbers, because a lot of families are not going to Florida right now because of the COVID counts. It's unacceptable. They are quietly, silently not going. They're not bragging about it. They're not marching up and down the street in their hometown. They're just not booking to Orlando. They're not booking to Florida. They're not driving in. They're not flying in, because they are worried about what's happening down there. And perception is reality. And Floridians just go nuts. They go, oh no, everything's fine. We're great. Outsiders are looking at Florida going, ain't going. It's not going to happen. California, numbers are down. Hawaii is reinstituting restrictions on letting people in. There's that issue. I mean, there's just tourists are realizing that it's still not normal. We're still not normal. And for that, if it isn't 100% normal, that knocks out 10% of your travelers. If it's 25% not normal, more restriction, half of them aren't coming. And all of a sudden, you've got properties, that can't move, resorts and whatnot, that can't go anywhere else, that are operating at 70% capacity instead of 100, or 80% instead of 100%, or 50%. You get under 75% capacity levels at some of these resorts, you have layoffs happening locally, which is bad for the economy. You have way fewer needs for that resort to be brought in. you got a resort that barely breaks even, if it can break even, and on go the. It's a domino effect that just goes out and out and out, and cab drivers and Uber drivers and restaurants and the Coca-Cola distributor, the beer distributors, the liquor distributor. I mean, all the businesses that live off of tourism, transient people coming and going, spending money because they're on a holiday. These folks really pay the price, and some parts of this country they're doing great. Vegas right now doing great. Vegas is running hot, running great, but the thing about Vegas is that you don't know how bad the virus is in Vegas because the population is transient. You have folks coming in for a weekend and then taking off. They drive in, they drive out, they fly in, they fly out for a 40-minute flight, a 1-hour flight, 2-hour flight. They're in for 4 days, they're gone. In Vegas, they don't have time, and they will not test everyone going in and out of a casino or coming in and off of a plane. It's just wide open, come and go all you want. And so people come in, hang out, have a party, leave. And when they go home and they then meet all their friends and relatives and coworkers and talk about how much fun they had in Vegas, they are sharing possibly the virus, whether they've been inoculated or not. Even if they have been inoculated and they've got the virus, they don't know they have it because the inoculation is working. The vaccines are working to keep them healthy, but they're actually a super spreader. And don't want to wear a mask, you're going to just super spread it even faster. And now you've got it coming to the kids because of schools being forbidden to have masks in the school. I mean, here we go. Oh, we're having all kinds of fun. Leave that topic aside. Moving on. Like I said, we're watching these markets this morning to see what's going to happen. Last week we had the interest rate thing that was dominating the markets. All about, what's going to happen with interest rates? What's going to happen? Well, guess what happened? Nothing. Nothing happened in Jackson Hole. Jackson Hole was a nothing burger. As I told you, it would be a nothing burger. I told you for weeks, nothing is going to happen. And interest rates have actually gone down since. So this week, everyone's talking about the Friday jobs report. I got to tell you, these presenters on television, I pity these people because they're desperate to talk about anything. They don't know what to talk about. There's nothing for them to talk about. And on CNBC, they're so inept over there that what are they covering on CNBC for 3/4 of their time that they're on the air? The hurricane. They're talking about the hurricane. They're talking about what's happening in Afghanistan. They're a news channel. That's not what they're there for. They're a business channel. They're supposed to be CNBC, the business network, but they're not a business network. They're more of let's talk about the top 10 topics that people are talking about on CNN, on MSNBC, on Fox. Let's just cover what everyone else is covering. And so you've got another news channel with a couple of business type people in the middle throwing the odd chart out. And you're getting ripped off because you're not getting the info you're supposed to be getting. Well, they're all now talking about Friday, the jobs report. That should do everything. The jobs report, because after all, if we are creating lots of jobs in the United States, interest rates will go higher. No, that's not true. If we're not creating a lot of jobs, we're in a recession. No, that's not true either. We're in a pandemic. Keep forgetting we're in a pandemic. We're trying to come out of the pandemic. A lot of the economy is trying to reopen right now, but a lot of the economy is under pressure because of supply chain problems. They keep conveniently not going back there, or maybe once every 2 hours they mention it, but they're just not giving you the true deal. But today I want to talk about the new normal. There's a new normal going on out there, and I'm listening to this morning on Bloomberg, and boy, does it make a lot of sense. In the past, about 10 years ago and before, all right, so again, those of you who are, if you're 35 and younger, you don't know what the old normal was like because you haven't lived it as an adult yet. The normal for you, if you're 35 and younger, the new normal, the normal for you is that interest rates are super cheap. You can get a car for 0.9% interest. You can get a mortgage at 3%, 2.5%. And you've got all kinds of credit cards competing for your attention to get your business. That's the normal for you. And that's been the normal for about a decade. And those of us at my age, oh my God, we can't believe what's happening. We can't believe it. Those who are 35 and older up to about 55 have for 10 of our adult years known this to be the normal, but we do remember before. And then those of us who are my age and older, we're just going, we can't believe the world today. You cannot believe the financial world today, how it operates. It is just mind-numbingly bizarre because it is so completely opposite of what we grew up with and our parents grew up with and our grandparents grew up with. It just generation after generation after generation have been totally upended with what is happening now as the new normal. And the new normal today, and investors today, many of you who are investors, don't have a stockbroker, which is just foreign to us. We can't believe it. You don't have an advisor, an financial advisor at least. Someone that will call you to tell you how things are going with your account. No one calls you. No one ever will ever call you, because a lot of you are clients of firms that have millions of customers. They couldn't possibly call you. How could they possibly call you? There are only several thousand employees who are mainly techs, IT people. There are hundreds of qualified investment professionals, and then the rest are just IT professionals. How in the world can any of these people call you? There aren't enough of them. They would need 200,000 employees, each with 1,000 clients to be able to handle it, and that can't be done. Even that can't be done, because in my day, you had 200 to 300 clients, and if I had like 2 assistants working with me, I could go up to 600 accounts, 700 accounts. If I had a secondary broker, like a junior broker working for me, or 2 of them, or 3 of them, we had like a team, kind of a pod thing with 4 or 5 assistants, we could handle 2,000, 3,000 accounts. But millions of accounts? No. So you're never getting a call from your brokerage company, ever. And so you're on your own. You're on your own. And so we have a world here where that's number one issue. The number 2 thing is, in my day, I would have talked to you about, how old you are and what your risk tolerance is and objectives, and I would learn from you, your family situation. I would have a client that would be 40 years old, married with 3 kids, and looking after mom and dad's affairs because dad has dementia, mom is having medical issues, and I'm the oldest son, they would say, or I'm the child who's been asked to look after everything, or I'm an only child, and I'm looking after my mom and dad's affairs. And there would be different accounts for different people. I mean, mom and dad's accounts would be over here, the family account would be here, and then there would be children's trusts and everything else. It was complicated back then. It's still complicated today, but a lot of these people have no one to talk to because you don't have enough money to qualify to have a human being deal with you, because over at some of these high-end firms, they have a minimum of $2 million to even get in the freaking front door. I mean, we're not even going to give you a cup of coffee unless you're sitting on $2 million. You got $500,000? You got to go somewhere else. Well, good luck with that. So that reduces, your choices, if there are any. Crazy. Anyway, so in those older days, when I'd have a new client that I discover, and the individual then say to me, well, here's my situation. And I'd go, oh my God, I thought I was going to open up an account for this individual. No, I'm opening up like 3 accounts for this individual, a retirement account, a regular account, the kids, and now the mom and dad, I got another joint account over here, and we're transferring money from here, because they're not being serviced properly by these entities. We're going to put everything together to make it easy for this child to handle parents' estate matters and their own matters through one broker. Oh, it would take hours of work and of my time, but it would be well worth it because I'd be bringing in a $200,000 portfolio or $400,000, or over the next 5 to 10 years, I would realize, oh my gosh, this individual, upon the parents' passing, will inherit everything and will have on top of what they've got already now a $2 million account in the next 10 years because of compounding interest and everything else. That was the normal at that point in time. But what we would discuss as to what you should invest in those days for the mom and dad, we would be looking for income. We'd be looking for income generation. And we would be talking about maybe government of Canada bonds. We might be talking about corporate bonds like the Bell, the Bell Telephone Company bonds, or bank bonds that are guaranteed by the federal government. Like, we're talking really conservative stuff, so that the child who's looking after mom and dad doesn't have to worry about the minute to minute minutia of the market because they don't understand it, and mom and dad are incapable of understanding even the bond end of it. They understand the word bond, if dad can still understand that, but mom can understand that bonds are safe. The child is going, bonds are safe. Can we get a decent yield? And we'd be looking at government of Canada bonds, and I would say, back in the day, well, they're paying 6% or 5%. If we buy a Royal Bank of Canada, a banker's acceptance note, we can get you 1.5 more. So do you think that the Canada's largest bank, the Royal Bank of Canada, is an okay investment? Or I could get you into a mutual fund that only held bonds in banks. I mean, we're talking boring, but we're talking safe as can be and worry-free kind of investing, and 5%, 6%, 7% yield. That was normal. And for the individual, for themselves, I'd be saying, okay, you're 40 years old. You can't be going into risky junior type oil and gas deals anymore. You have got 3 children. You've got a mortgage. You've got, you have to have a source of income and growth, but we've got to keep you on the conservative side, because in the next 10, 15 years, you're 55. And if you were to get laid off in the next decade with the next oil downturn, which always happens, you're going to get bought out. You're going to be given maybe 2 years worth of salary to hit the road, or whatever the package you have. Hopefully you've reached a seniority level in your firm where, you're one of the last to go, but when you do go, you'll get a payout. But that payout, coupled with what you have, we got to get you looked after, because it might be never that you ever get a job like this again, or you might be just a consultant, or you might only be able to find part-time employment at half the pay. And this is a culture shock. We have to prepare. Again, this is what a financial advisor used to do. I don't know, you kids out there, I have no idea what a financial advisor. We used to think about you today, next year, and next decade, and the decade after that. We would plan with you the rest of your life. So we'd ask you, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? And we'd figured out we want to rock, but we also want to survive. And that's what I used to do. Don't do that anymore. The SEC has seen fit to allow firms to open up millions of day trading accounts on these without any qualifications whatsoever to trade. And it's fine with the SEC, because the SEC is staffed and run by industry insiders who own all the votes in Congress and the Senate through all their super PACs. So it's all fine. It's all good. The business is solid. People are protected. It's just fine. And guys like this are out of here, because these guys, me, we used to make money. We used to make good money. Now they don't have to pay us anymore. They don't have to pay guys like me to look after a measly 200 or 300 accounts. They can hire IT professionals to set up trading systems that can handle millions of accounts. And they make less per account than they would have in the old days with me. But it doesn't matter, because the millions of accounts are way more lucrative than the thousands of accounts that guys like myself and my colleagues would handle for every branch office. Oh, and there are no branch offices. There are virtually no offices. It's wonderful. And we're going to keep it that way. This is the new normal. That's only part of it. Today, if you're a 40-year-old individual, 45 years of age, 50 years of age, and now you have to look after your mother and father's estate needs, you need to bring in an income. That hasn't changed. That normal is the same normal as before. Problem is, mom and dad are in a senior center, and you got to come up with $5,000 a month, $8,000 a month, $10,000 a month, depending on just where you live in the world and what kind of place they're in, and whether any of it is compensated for or not, or who knows what. I mean, the horror stories are horror stories where mom and dad are taking reverse mortgages to bring money in today that they're living off of over the next 10 or 15 years, and we're gambling. Are they going to outlive the money, or is the money going to outlive them? It is a sad and pathetic choice that has to be made by family members about their parents' estates, and the pressure and the worry is incredible. The guilt has got to be just off the charts. And so now there are people out there going, I need income. I need to generate income from my mom and dad's money that they have to help offset these costs that are draining these accounts, because once we run out of money, they can't be in that place anymore. And we have to put them into state-run somethings, and who knows what that is, depending on where you are. Or you're living together in a house with help coming into the house. Oh my God, this is unthinkable. And deep down inside, many of you know, your parents told you again and again and again, never, ever, ever do I want that situation. I don't ever want to be a burden to you kids. And lo and behold, the day comes where mom and dad are a burden to the children, and now the children have to pile up some money every month together to cover the nut for mom and dad. I mean, it's crazy. So here we are with the new normal. What do we do? And what is the new normal now? You can't buy a bond and get a 5-7% yield, 8% yield anymore. There are no bonds that pay that. Even junk bonds don't pay it. And you don't dare put money into a junk bond because the bond is not even rated as, it's uninsurable. That's why mutual funds won't touch it. No hedge fund, no ETF. So what do? Do you put them into junk bond ETFs that hold a whole bunch of them, and you have a little bit of, what kind of yield are you going to get? 4.5. Inflation is 3-4%. You're not getting anywhere here. What are you going to do? You can't put them into T-bills. Can't put them into treasury notes for 10 years. 1.3% interest, no good. IBM is fine at 4.5%. It's great. It's not incredible, but for a common stock, it's pretty good. But what you can do with IBM is you can buy the stock, take the 4.5% yield, and you can write options against the stock to bring in option premium. And if you could bring in 0.5% a month, just 0.5% a month from IBM option writing, which means out of the money calls ahead of the stock, writing maybe 3 months out at a time or 2 months out at a time, if you can pull in an average of 0.5 percentage point per month yield on that, plus the 4.5% yield from the dividends, we're talking 10.5% a year. And if we're dealing with a $200,000 account, we're bringing in $20,000 a year in income, which is low tax because part of it is dividend income. The rest is capital gains. Taxes on both of those are much lower than normal income. And with mom and dad splitting it, there's probably no tax payable, because between the two of them, if they're only bringing in $20,000 and then they're getting Social Security and everything else, they're not making enough money to be paying big taxes anyway. But you want to bring in $8,000 a year, $9,000 a year, or $20,000 a year? Simple choice to look at that. Now, there are people out there who again, with their own situation or with their parents or whatever, they're buying Apple stock. They're looking for more growth, more traditional long-term upside growth of the company, but they're going to write options on those as well. And they'll do that. The yield might only be 1.5-2%, very low yield, but the yield from writing options might be as much as 0.75% a month or a percentage point per month. Again, conservative, out of the money option campaigns. You can bring in a point a month, percentage point a month, that's 12% a year plus 1 or 2 interest, 13-14% a year plus possible growth opportunity long term. There's an answer for a lot of people to think about. Vanek Vectors, SMH, the ETF I keep talking about. This is the perfect kind of investment for long-term, secure investing where you can kind of relax. Yeah, it has its moments, ups and downs, but this thing over years has done a really good job. And you can write options on those. If you can return 10, 12, 15% a year between premiums and option premiums, dividends and option premiums, some capital gains, hey, there you go, 15% a year, $300,000 account, $45,000 a year coming in, most of it tax-free or greatly reduced tax rate. There you go. This is the new normal. The new normal now is people looking for common stock that they can write options against. And many of you who are here and who have been here and come around here from time to time, you've been listening to me yap away now for months and months and months. I've been talking to you about writing options on your GameStop shares. Unthinkable, sacrilege, how dare you? writing options on your AMC. How dare you talk about doing something like that, you bastard? You're looking at me saying, Bruce, you hire me out for a one-on-one meeting for $400 an hour, and you talk to me and you say, I'm 37 years old. We're married. All is good. We're both working. It's different now because we're working from home and all this stuff. We have one child. We got another one coming. Or we've got two and we're done now. And for the next decade, it's hunker down time here because, oh, God, has my world ever changed in the last 15 years? I went from a wild and crazy guy or girl, and at 23, life was great. And then I met this person, and oh my gosh, I got swept off my feet. And the next thing you know, we got married, and now we have kids, and we got a mortgage, and we got 2 car payments, and we got this, and we got that, and I'm just like my parents. And I swore I would never be like my parents, and I'm exactly like my parents. Help me, God, please help me, God. And I'd say, what are you investing in? Oh, I got this GameStop stuff. I own AMC. And I go, great. Oh, okay. All right. Well, why don't we utilize these assets to help you in your present situation? And they say to me, I want more. I don't want to be just assisted with a little bit of this. I want to change my life forever. I have now been at home for a year and a half. And my wife and I have decided we're never going to go back to the old ways. We're not going to put our kids in home care anymore. We're not going to put them into daycare. We're going to look after them ourselves. We want to work from home going forward. And one of us, and the hope is that we can literally live off our own assets and never go back to work again. Is this possible? Give us the parameters of how this could possibly work. And I come out and say, well, if you can convert whatever you have into 400 or 500 shares of GameStop or stocks like AMC or other highfalutin, high trading type stocks, maybe there's a way you can become an option writer and you can bring enough cash flow in where you can replace one of the 2 salaries you have, or you can replace enough of the salaries you have that one of you is only a part-time worker from home and the other one is not working at all. Maybe that can be done. Or you can both not work, period. But one of you now will have to be watching the markets a lot more closely. But then again, that's right here with, if you have your phone on you and you've got alerts, you'll always figure out what's going on. And that's what's happening. This is the new normal. A lot of people are talking to me about, Bruce, I want you to show me how I can change my life. I'm not interested in going back to work. I've been at my company for 10 years and I know the future. I can tell you right now, I'm 38. I've seen 43-year-olds, 48-year-olds, 53-year-olds, 58-year-olds. I'm looking at the next 5, 10, 15, and 20 years, and I don't like what I see because the 43 and the 48s and the 53 and the 58s, they reach a certain level and that's the end of it. And they're getting 2% raises a year. They're not getting bumped up anymore, and I don't want any part of this. And a lot of these folks who've been here for 15 years, they can't leave because the benefits are so good, but the pay is so shitty. I don't want it. I don't want any part of it. Can you rescue me now, extract me now from this? How can I do it? And so we talk about the establishment of LLC or a corporate S corporation, whatever works in your state. You have to talk to your tax advisor about that. But there are people becoming self-employed through their own holding companies, through their own homes, and they're now literally running their own entities for their own self-employment, which might be part-time or consulting type services rather than being an employee of firms. Literally, there are people who are working for the same company they used to work for before, but they're working for them as an independent outside consulting agency, not as an in-house employee. And both parties are happy with that. And the employee makes more money than they were as an employee. They're now making more money as a consultant to the company. And if the company treats them so, they walk and they can get consulting work from 20 other outfits because they've done the homework and have figured out, oh my God, what I do for a living, I could do as an independent consultant for 50 different employers in my state, in my region of the country, or in America, or globally. And you've put a few feelers out there through emails and what have you, and you found that there's been a very positive reaction for your services, and all of a sudden you realize, oh my gosh, I can give 10 hours a week to this company, I can give 10 hours a week to this company. I have 60 hours of work that I could take if I wanted. Do I want this? Really? Do I? Or don't I? And that's changed your outlook completely. And now you're looking to me going, can you change it even more? Can you help me and advise me on how maybe I could become a self-employed person and not have to do any of this whatsoever and just look after my affairs? And this is where we talk about perhaps refinancing your mortgage at super cheap rates, taking out a second or whatever, and building a portfolio that you can now manage to now generate weekly and monthly income from on top of whatever the stock can give you. And here's the new normal. Here we are. We're in the new normal, and this is what's happening here, and it is happening big time. A lot of you out there don't know it because you're in your homes by yourselves. You're in your apartments. You're in your condos, and you don't know anyone else like you because none of your relatives do what you do. And none of your relatives think like you're thinking, talk like you're talking, because they all think you're nuts. They think you're a dreamer. Oh, you're watching these guys in the movies and you think you're a hotshot broker. Forget about talking to them for any help and advisement. They're your worst enemy. They're going to be your Debbie Downers in your world who are going to talk you out of doing all kinds of things that maybe are better for you. How can they possibly know? How can they know? They don't know what they're talking about in the plate with respect to the market. You have more knowledge about the markets. If you're watching me and watching other sources of information, you have more knowledge coming into your brain every day than they've ever had in this segment. But don't talk to them about what they're good at. They might be very good at this area or this field or that field. Fair enough. Everybody has their specialty. That's great. Then there are the bums who are useless. I get it. But I'll tell you, kids, the new normal now is taking control of your life and saying, screw you, world. I'm not going to get kicked around anymore. I'm not going to cave and be a 40-hour slave to some section manager over here with 50 employees that they threaten 5 every month with firing because they don't deliver the goods, and 45 others are terrified to work there. I'm out of this business. I'm out of this world. I'm out of this sphere. I'm out of this bullshit. I want to take control of my life. I want to be confident in what I do. And I want to do it on my own. I am more than happy to take the ability and the responsibility to make of my life what I can, because I've seen the other side and I don't like the upside. The upside of the so-called 40-hour-a-week world is limited. And it should be, because these folks who've hired you are the brains who figured out how to take an entity and make it make a lot of money. And what number one thing they try to do is lower their costs to make as much money as humanly possible. And one of the costs you keep down are the costs of labor. You bring the cost of labor down as much as you can. So you hire as low a salary person as you can possibly hire. You hire, if you're a restaurant, you bring in as many minimum wage people as humanly possible. Train them up a little bit to do a few other functions, but keep their pay terribly low. Keep them as part-time employees only, so you don't have to give them benefits, and hire 30 people instead of 15 people or 20 people. You do whatever you got to do, because your accountant will say to you, look, man, you're bringing in this much money gross. You got this much in expenses for food and overhead, and then you got your labor. And after that, it's you. You're down here at the very bottom. You're the last to get paid, okay? So if you can get rid of this middle section and squeeze it, keep it, you can keep your number up. And it might be there are some people out there who are, again, really conscious, fantastic employers who say, look, if I can make $50,000 a year, $100,000 a year, great. And, after that, I'm happy to share the wealth with my employees. The tax guy will say, you're out of your mind. You should be greedy and make $150,000 a year, $200,000 a year, and give them nothing. Where others go, well, if you share the wealth a little bit, they will never quit. They'll never leave, because they'll talk to their friends, they'll talk to their buddies, they'll talk to relatives, and they'll say, oh, you got a great job. You're at a really good employer, because where I work, oh, we're treated like crap. Well, great. But if you're one of those folks that, even if you're with a firm where the boss is a great person and the family that owns the business, and they've been around in their community activists, they give back all the time. The bottom line is you're limited in where you're going, and that's it. And the deal is, the trade-off is, the employer will say, I will give you a job that you can count on. You can get a mortgage on this job. You can get a car loan on this job. You'll pay your student debt off. You can get credit cards. I will give you the 2 weeks holiday or 3 weeks. I will give you bonuses from time to time. I will do what I can, but I cannot make you a millionaire. I cannot make you a senior partner in this firm because when I age out, my kids take over. The problem is that two of them are assholes and they're going to treat you like crap. So as long as I'm alive, you're okay. Yeah, well, as soon as that guy has heart problems, you're in trouble. Your days are numbered because you all know what's coming next. As soon as those kids take over, changes are being made. There is no loyalty. They don't give a crap what dad promised you. I'm in charge now. You ever watch Horrible Bosses? You'll know what I'm talking about. You have a limited time frame to make a go of it, and I say to you, if you're watching me, hey, take stock of where you're at. What do you want to do with the rest of your life? You want to rock? Great. But you better rock with your own rules and you better know what the hell you're doing, because if you're counting on others to make life better for you, you are screwed. You are done for, because those people are only as good as a heartbeat away from not being around anymore. And you can't put your entire future into someone's hands that could have one heart attack and you're done. Now you're naked. You've got nothing. You can't be doing that. You've got to look after yourselves. The new normal. Welcome to the new normal, and welcome to the middle of a pandemic that just won't stop. And I don't care who knows it or feels it. You think this is fake news? Screw you. This ain't no fake news, baby. This is serious crap, and it's not good. It's awful, and it just doesn't go away. And I don't care where you live, who you love, what politics you have. I don't care. I don't care. I can just tell you that there are people wearing masks everywhere for a reason. They've all bought into this notion that wearing a mask might be a good idea. Getting your vaccine, a majority are doing it, minority aren't. And guess what's happening? The perpetuation of this virus continues on. It's unbelievable how mankind is screwing itself over. But you know what, folks? It's your call. You have to decide for yourself what you want to do with yourself. You want to be a denier? Be a denier. Fake news? Great. Knock yourself out. In the meantime, can you pay your bills? Can you make a go of it? Are you qualified for a car loan? Can you renegotiate your mortgage? Can you move to somewhere else? Can you make your life better? If you can, fantastic. Oh, great. You're your own person and you're a free thinker and conspiracies rule. Great. Congratulations. All I'm thinking about here is there's a big world out there, and you better figure out how it works. And if you want to get ahead in this world, you have to be smarter than 51% of the rest of us. That's the number one thing. You got to be in the top half. If you're in the top half, you're growing. If you're in the bottom half, you're slipping. It's just that simple. There's nothing personal. There's nothing political about that. It's just the percentile. What percentile are you in? Are you in the bottom percentile or in the upper percentile? You want to get to the upper percentile, there's certain things you have to do and not do. If you want to stay in the lower percentile or wonder why you are in the lower percentile, you're probably doing things you shouldn't be doing. It's just keeping you there. Wake up to the big picture, kids. It's a big world and there's a lot going on. We're about to go live on this market. My rant is over. Thank you all for catching up with me this morning. It's an unbelievable time out there. I cannot believe at my age what I am talking to you people about today. I mean, first of all, that I'm a YouTuber. I can't believe that. I mean, are you kidding me? And when I was 25 years old, you would have told me 40 years from now, you're not going to believe what you're going to be doing for a living. I'd be going, get out of here. What? Wireless, what? What? I know Captain Kirk is something like flips up, but come on, stop it. Talking to a computer and asking it to give me information, that's what Spock did. No, stop it. YouTube? Really? And I'm going to talk about the markets? What? Why would I be talking about the markets when I'm 65 years old? Oh, come on. Yeah, has my world changed? Holy moly. Now your world. You're 35, you're 40, you're 45, you're 50. Has your world changed in the last 15, 20 years? Oh, has it changed in the last 18 months? Whoa! Yeah. What do you think the next 5 years are going to be like? You think it's going to be the same? Think again. Nothing stops ever. It never stops. It accelerates. And you better be on that train, kids, because it's leaving the station with you or without you. Just saying. Have a lovely day. Let's have a good week this week. Try to make some money. I want to thank everybody who's popped in here to see me. I appreciate it so much. If you're a member of this channel, I have to tell you, you are gold. You are absolute gold as far as Jennifer and I are concerned. You are keeping us on the air. You're keeping us alive. Members of this channel mean everything to us. We thank you so much for being members of this channel. Your $10 a month donation to YouTube, and we get $7 of that coming to us. It's everything. Without it, I would not be able to do this, because I can tell you, with the number of views that I get on a per day basis, I don't compete at all with some of the other YouTube channels out there. I'm just not as sensational. I'm not young enough. I don't appeal to the 18-year-olds, and I never will, because, of course, I'm just not playing that game. I am my own individual. I speak my mind. I try to give you the best impression of what's happening in the market in plain English, and it ain't fancy. I don't have fancy graphs. I don't have fancy tickers. I'm just not that guy. I'm a guy ranting and raving, tell you what I see going on, and I'm trying to interpret it as best I can for you. And I thank the members so much for Jennifer and I to be here. Without you, this channel would be long gone. And I thank you so much for your incredible dying support. It means the world to us. Those of you watching my classes, oh, you're getting smart. Those of you watching my lessons, are you figuring it out? 10 lessons on my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. You can watch any one of those 10 lessons anytime you want about how to be a smarter investor, how to figure out how to rank, figure out the best stock for you, like how I do it, how to figure out the psychology of the market, how to trade options, how to write them, spreads, everything else. If you're in any way interested in bringing in additional income from your portfolio through option trading, option writing, you got my classes waiting for you. They're $100 each. I mean, my God, one class for $100. It's a 2-hour class. Rewatch it as many times as you want. You write one contract on 100 shares for $2.50 premium, and you buy it back for $1. You clear $150. You just paid for the class. You can do that, I don't know how many times a week. I had one of my viewers last week do this 4 times. 4 contract writings in 1 week on the same stock. They wrote it, they bought it back. They wrote it, they bought it back. Money. You can't not make $100 a week doing it. You can't not make that. I mean, that's impossible. If you only make $100 a week writing options, you are doing something really wrong. These classes are perfect for you out there who want to enhance your income and get away from the man. Back off from the dependence of the man, whoever that man person is. Yeah, for some of you, it's your answer. It's your absolute answer. Anyway, thank you for all of you. Members only chat is up and ready to go. I appreciate all of you who are here as subscribers and followers, but you're the members. You're my everything, and I thank you, and I mean it, and I can't wait to take you guys on the road. All of you, we're going traveling, kids, and who knows where this guy's going to be next. Just kind of hang around. Let's see what's going on. The markets, we're up 26 on the Dow right now from what I can tell you. Let me refresh my screen. 23-point gain on the Dow, 10 points on S&P, 57.58 on NASDAQ. We're down 13 cents on oil. Support.com. What is this stock doing? Oh, my gosh. It's at 39.88, up 13.55. Wild and wacky. It got suspended. I don't know how many times it got halted on Friday afternoon in the last hour. In the last 15 minutes of the last hour, they wouldn't let it back on. Here we are now at $40, up $14 on 11.6 million shares. There's a short squeeze going on. I don't know how long, how far, how high, how low, whatever. It's going to be volatile. If you can now buy contracts that are closer to 35 and 40 and whatever, you might want to look at put contracts up there. But I know that on Friday there were only like 20 or 25s available. It's insanity. I don't know what to think. Robinhood down $1.55 to 45.32. SoFi up 32 cents to 14.36 on 1.2 million shares traded. The last week, the stock crapped out on Friday afternoon, all the way down here to 14.05 or something. It was ridiculous. It's now up 33 cents, but you know what? That's only back to Thursday, Friday of last week. This stock has got to get over $15 to seriously tell us there's something good going on, because right now this stock is cheap It's a bargain, and the breakout hasn't happened yet. We're still watching stock come in. But you know what? Every one of these you buy, or a contract you buy on this stuff, you're picking up call contracts, or you're writing put contracts on this stuff, I think you're going to make a lot of money. GameStop up 59 centinos, 205.54. We been holding this 200 to 210 neighborhood now for a little while. 172,000 shares so far this morning. 206.05 right now, up a buck. We have got financials coming out next week, Wednesday. I think it is next week, Wednesday. So Labor Day on Monday, financials next Wednesday, if I recall correctly. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong. ATIP at $4.15 a share, down 9.5 cents. We have AMC up 49 cents to 41.34, successfully held on to the $40 level through Thursday, Friday. Matterport at 14.93. Looks like it's unchanged at the moment. Looked like it started up at what 5.18 to start the day. 63,000 shares, but right now we're unchanged at 14.93. 23andMe, another one that we like to follow. It's up 12 cents to 9.13. Opened at 9.18, 60,000 volume. We've been improving a little bit there. We need a breakout. Smart Rent, just in its second week of trading now. What a wacky day on Friday. 12 to 14 was the range, low to high, closing at around 13 bucks. 12.92 last trade that I have, but at the moment I don't see any trades yet. Rocket Lab now trading in its second week as a new company, 10.12. On the open market at this moment in time, or at least as of last week. I'm showing now a 10.35 last trade, waiting for it to fully open and get going here. I'll keep you posted on that one. And Spire Global, the satellite operator, I think we're at 940, down a dime on 13,000. As far as I can tell you, we went from about the 8 range, 8 something range, up into the 9 range, and improving here as of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hopefully we'll get this thing up and going again. I think there's a lot of interest there, and we'll see how this plays out. Cyxtera, man, CYXT. You tell me what this thing's going to do. You tell me. It goes from 10 to 8 to 10 to 8. I mean, holy moly macaroni. I don't know, man. We're just following it as best we can. I got to give these guys a few weeks to settle in. 8.29 last trade, down 7 cents on 5,000 shares. 5,000. There's no volume. There's nothing going on. Vanek, 274.60, going higher. You can make a lot of money owning this. You can make money buying call contracts on this stuff way out into the future. You can do all right. Home Depot up 4.28. That's going to keep on going and keep on going. IBM up 27 cents. I have long-term positive vibes for this stock. The problem is the day-to-day, week-to-week action is just ridiculous. It is underperforming what I think it is capable of doing. My thought on this one is, if you're a bull on IBM because there's a split coming down the road here, I think the split will be a good thing in the long haul. The problem is I don't know the nature of the split. I don't know how this is going to work out. And so I look at this and go, well, if you buy call options on IBM stock out to next summer, next fall, way out there, the thinking I have is that if the company were to split into two halves, and one half is worth 80 bucks a share and the other half is 60, just I'm picking numbers off the top of my bald head here. Theoretically, I would think you would get two options. You'd have one option on the $80 stock and one option on the $60 stock. But how Chicago is going to work this one out, I have no idea. I know there are computer algorithms that will figure it out somehow. The numbers will be quirky to start with. If you buy a June contract for next year, you'll have a June contract for next year. You buy a 140 contract, you'll probably have you'll now have an $80 contract and a $60 contract on one versus the other. I guess Chicago will fill it in, and we'll see. I believe that the upside on this deal is the stock will reach 160 to 170 after the split is done. So that's by the end of the year. And if you've got a 140 contract, you're smiling from ear to ear. That's how I look at it. So Do you buy, which ones do you buy? The 135s, 36s, 38s, the 140s, the 142s, the 48s, the 150s. I don't know. Up to you. How far out you go, that's up to you. But if you own any of these contracts through the end of the year, beyond the end of the year, you're very likely to be a beneficiary of this split. I still maintain my opinion on it. It'll be worth more split apart than together, but that might take until the spring of 2022. Just saying. You got to decide for yourselves what you want to do. You're on your own on this one, but that's kind of where my brain is at on this. The Dow now down 24 points, S&P up 8, and NASDAQ up 67. Dow turns negative from the morning. Treasuries a little change, they say, at the moment. Microsoft up 372. The fangs are good. Apple is up $1.32. Tesla's up $14. Bed Bath & Beyond down 13 cents. BlackBerry down 22. Royal Caribbean 82.10 down 116. Norwegian down 48. Carnival down 43. Amazon up $28. Facebook is negative, only 38 cents, however. Google $13 gain at the moment. JP Morgan down $2 a share. Cisco up a dime. Goldman Sachs down $5.14 because of interest rate thoughts. Rates are unlikely to go up anytime soon, which means bankers' spreads between what they pay for money and what they get for money is perceived to be lousy. It doesn't matter with Goldman Sachs. This is where the market doesn't get it. They don't understand it. We've been at zero interest rates now for 5 years. What the hell is the difference if we stay here for another 4 or 5 years? Look how much money Goldman Sachs is making. Hand over fist money at zero rates because they're charging for services. They're charging a percentage of your wealth management fees. It doesn't matter what interest rates are. They're making money hand over fist. This is a $700 stock next year. This stuff is trading right now at a PE multiple of 7.6. This is a joke. This is an absolute joke. If this thing were to trade at 10 times earnings, 2.4% better than where it's trading at right now, you've got at least a 1/3 gain on this thing. That's going to take this to $550 a share. I mean, just at 10 times earnings. Come on. Come on, man. Here's the other thing. The next quarterly financials that are coming out in a couple of months will blow the doors off of last year's quarter, which means that this stock is trading as a future PE multiple. It's trading at 5.5. My personal opinion, it's at 5.5 PE multiple. Eventually, it's going to trade at 10. Eventually, it's going to trade at 10. When it trades at 10, it's a $700 stock. Just sometime next year, it's going to happen. The banks have been allowed to do more buybacks now, increase their dividends now. They can take a bunch of billions off their loan loss provisions now. Finally, the central bank is easing up on these monster banks. And Goldman is absolutely at the fore here. It is so cheap. It's unbelievable, just ridiculous. But, I'm just a guy in a living room right now in Creston trying to tell you in plain English what I think is going on. You got to decide whether I'm full of it or not. It's your call, kids. 14.10 on SoFi, up 6 cents. Support.com, SPRT, up 11.93 to 38.26. Trading now at $38. We've got GameStop up 244 to 207.39. ATIP down 14 cents. We have AMC up $1.56. We've got Matterport up 4 cents to 14.97. It just went negative, 14.85, down 8 cents. I mean, just right now, just popped. Thank you, Matterport, making me look good. ME up 16 cents to 9.17. Smart Rent up 3 to 12.95. Rocket Lab up 39 cents to 10.35, apparently on 372,000, although my system isn't working very well on that. I'm showing Spire Global down 6 cents to 9.44, and I'm showing Sexter down 12 to 8.24. IBM up 26 cents. The Dow down 44 points. That's our opening salvo here. 14 minutes into the market, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tolerating my rant, and I'm glad you're here. And let's see what happens. Hi, everybody from around the world. It's nice to see you talking amongst yourselves. Members are here. Love this. Thank you all for joining me this morning. It's good to have you here. There you go. We got the 209. Bill's got it. Bill, you're on it, buddy. 209 on GameStop. Deep Value is saying, I think it's touching 210. So does Bill. Amber, I think it hit 210 too. Oh, lovely, lovely. What do you think this G-America thing is about? I have no idea what this is. Am I out of touch with another new reality? I have no idea. I don't know what this is. Anybody want to care to enlighten me? I've been too busy watching our stocks at 211 on GameStop. I'm kind of busy. How about that? Go GameStop. Giddy on up, please, and thank you very much. I miss that desk behind you there, Bruce. I miss it. It's all right. We're going to have other backgrounds to look at as we go forward here. 211, how about that? Rocket Lab 1006 says Amber. 211 on I'm not sure 211 on what that means. GameStop Corp trademark America in most countries. Oh, interesting. Okay, G America. Spirit SPRT 3627. Yep, 3602 right now. Robinhood sending out fear pieces on SPACs via email. Uncle Bruce G America is trademark filing by GameStop. Thank you for letting me in on this because I have been too busy to even notice this info. Fabulous, guys. Thank you for letting me in. Rocket Lab 1006 down 30. Right at the moment, volume of 390,000. That's what we show here. Alrighty, and we've got Smart Rent up a nickel. We got 23andMe up 6 cents. We have Matterport at 1502 up 9, back over 15. GameStop 210.44 last trade. Support.com SPRT 3482, backing off from that $40 high we had right in the first 15-20 minutes. So those put contracts are probably improving right now. Amazing trading volumes here on this thing. Is just insanity. It is wild. It is wacky. It's the markets. And I'm showing puts and calls available for September 17 now, going all the way up to 85. So I'm showing contracts beginning to show up where theoretically you can try to play this market, but I bet you that the premiums on this stuff have got to be out of this world. Stock's at $36 a share right now, $35.66. Wow, is it dropping? So a $36 put is $13 to $14. That's an at-the-money put with only 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks to go. Wow, like, geez. 40s are 15 to 19. 35s are 12 to 12.90. $30 puts are 9.30 to 9.90. Yo, like, oh, wow, that's wild. 25 puts are 6.30 to 6.60 and climbing. As this market is dropping, it is now sitting at 36.75. Let's see if I can take a look at the latest $25 quote on these puts. 6 to 6.80, trading at 6.40 right now. Wild markets. Yeah, welcome to a highly traded, volatile stock. It is insanity, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know what BBIG is. Got 4 calls for 280. They're doing well so far, and I'm having a blast right now. If I knew what BBIG is, I could perhaps tell you about it, but let me take a look here. Vinco Vectors, is that it? I'm not sure if that is BBIG. Vinco Ventures is what it's called, up $3.53 a share, 52-week range, $11 to $10, trading on NASDAQ. And let's see, I don't know what's going on here. Merger and spinoff, something happening there. And someone is saying back in June it would be ripe for a moonshot as a meme stock. It is being watched right now by a lot of meme traders, I guess. I have no info on it. I don't know. I don't know who these guys are. You're on your own. And when you got a hot market, you got a hot market. But, you got to be so careful. 210 on GameStop. Got to love this. 529 gain, 211 now on GameStop, $6 gain. Those of you that have options on GameStop, if you've written call options on GameStop, your strategy now should be looking at the idea of a rollover. You want to be looking at buying calls back that you've written at lower prices and turning right around, immediately writing brand new calls to replace these calls that are either the same expiry date, but more likely further out by a couple of weeks. You want to go down at least 2, maybe 3 weeks out from where you are now. And you want to write calls in the 210 to 220 to 230 level. That's what you want to do. So if you've got calls written in the 160, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, you've written calls down there, your time now might be better served to is simultaneously buy back those calls and rewrite new calls that are good for 2 or 3 weeks out to take maximum premium in for time premium and at the highest strike price you can, because the stock right now is 210, 211. So if you can write 220s or 230s or 240s or 250s for a month out, and you can bring in more money or as much money as you are using to buy back your written calls, buy back the calls you wrote, sell new calls at the same amount of money or more, going forward higher in the exercise price and forward in time, it's your best move, because you're not going to get exercised at 160, 65, 70, 75, all to 190. You're now going to get exercised, if you are going to get exercised, at 230, 40, 50. That's number one. Number two, the dollar rollover is in your favor, because right now the stock is running higher, which means the premiums are running higher. And if you can write an out-of-the-money call right now for 3 or 4 or 5 weeks out, you can bring in some nice premiums, and that's what you're looking for, okay? You want time premium deterioration working for you in the next few weeks. If the shares are going to top out into 220, 240 range, 250 range, if that's what's happening here because of the earnings next Wednesday, great. You'll take it. If the shares want to keep going and they want to go to 250, 260, 270, not a worry. You'll buy your calls back later. You'll rewrite 300s, and you will do the same thing again. Because sooner or later, the one contract you write will be the contract that will expire worthless if the shares don't keep on going and going and going. If they slowly top out or they back off from 280 to 220, your contracts you wrote at 300 or 275 or whatever you write will expire with no value, and it's all your money. Thank you very much. And you will now rewrite again. So that is where I would be focusing my attention right now if I were have written contracts on GameStop that have gotten away on you. Not to worry, okay? Here we go. Martin, I sold a 250 covered call that expires this Friday. $6 premium, $40 out of the money. Someone is paying $6 to gamble on this stock. Free money, baby. That's a $600 for every 100 shares you have for 4 days from now. Wow. If you write a contract for next week, Friday, remember Monday we're closed. That is Labor Day. So so you can write a contract for next week, Friday. It only has 9 days to trade. If you can bring in for that contract $12 or $10 or $15, even better. But again, it's up to you how you play it. It's totally up to you. All right, GameStop trademarked, I guess. All right, what do we got? Let's go. You have to show us California in the forest. I would like to. I'm watching how this is going to look like. I'm excited. ATIP is near $4. It is $4.10. Let's see. We got SoFi at right now at $14.10, up 6 cents. Let's see here. RCL is dropping right on. Let's see. 212 on GameStop it's 209 right now. All right, I'm trying to keep up with you guys. I can't keep up with you guys. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. Yeah, I can't bring myself to do it. Left a lot of money on the table though. Well, you gotta take the attitude that the stock isn't your pet. You have to take the attitude that the stock is an instrument with which you are going to make money on. Until you do that, you're not an investor. You're a sentimentalist, which is fine. If you want to hold and do nothing, it's okay. But you know what? You can write contracts and make money and take money, because Warren Buffett, he doesn't get married to it. Even though he holds a stock for 20 years, he's not married to it. What can I tell you? Anyway, it is what it is, and it's okay. We're all fine. However it works for you, it works for you. Anyway, there you are. Fair enough. What do we got? We got the Dow down 30. We got the S&P down up 10. We got NASDAQ up 65. That's where we're at right here. SPRT sitting at $40 a share. It's jumping around like crazy. Let's see. If you'd written puts, I guess on Friday, that would have been a good move. If you wrote puts, the stock goes up. Those puts are going down in value. You can buy them back for less money. Now you can write naked calls and try to do that side, or you can try and do a butterfly spread or There's all kinds of trades you can try on the SBRT, but you better be up on the terminology. You may want to watch some of my classes to stay on top of that. Anyway, there you go. Let's see what else is going on here. Robinhood down $1.40. SoFi 14.16 up 11 now, moving up again. GameStop 211.30 up 6.35. ATIP 409 down 16 cents, 407 down 18 cents. AMC up $1.87. We have Matterport going up 24 cents to 15.17. 23andMe down 1 penny at $9. SmartRent 12.97 up a nickel. Rocket Lab down 33 cents to 10.02. Spire down 15 to 9.35. Cyxtera down 18 to 8.18. Vanek up $2. Home Depot up 4.60. IBM down a penny. Dow is down 29, coming back. Microsoft up 4 and climbing. Apple up 2 and climbing. Tesla up 6 and falling. We have Bed Bath & Beyond up 27 cents. BlackBerry down 30. Royal Caribbean down $1.25 to 82.01. And there you have it. That is where we're at right now, watching this market as they fluctuate up and down and up and down and up and down. This is the game. This is the market. There you have it. Alrighty. What else is going on? We made it through the hurricane yesterday. Yay! Way to go. 211.42 on GameStop, up 6.47 right now. Excuse me. Good to see. 14.17 on SoFi, up 13 cents. Coming back to its better range, higher range of the day. High was 14.38, low 14.01. We just passed 14.01 about 15 minutes ago. We're popped back up here now to 14.18. 3,100,000 traded on SoFi. GameStop volume now $211, 687,000 so far. And AMC volume up $1.98 now to 42.82 is 16.2 million. That's improving a little bit. Good to see that. Matterport up 20, ME up a nickel, SmartRent up a nickel. So we have some green here, a little bit of red here, but all in all, not a bad day. We're still down 36 on the Dow. We're up 11 on S&P and up 70 on NASDAQ right now. Welcome one, welcome all to the show. We got Farmola saying Rocket Lab talking about a rapid launch schedule, and that's for September-October timeframe. Something like 4 flights maybe, if all goes well. Might have a launch tomorrow, but no confirmation on that. So, yeah, Rocket Lab is busy. These guys are not sitting around hoping for a call. I mean, they have a backup of committed launches that they're trying to get satellites up on. They have got, I think, several hundred contracts ready to roll on launching satellites. So, yeah, Rocket Lab has got a lot going on, and I just get the vibe that once the stock settles in a little bit, it will become a meme stock, and it will keep gathering momentum here, and this will be fine. But one day at a time. That's it. 212.26 on GameStop. Yep, up $7 a share. 212.48, up 7.53 now. High of the day on GameStop. It is improving and looking better all the time. I don't think we have any news being revealed anywhere. Nothing that I can tell you about at this point. No announcements, no press releases. Nothing on the market watch. On Dow Jones, GameStop stock rally passes by some previous winners. There's nothing major, certainly nothing official from the company, but 213.50 on the market, and that's official. We're up 8.38 on the stock, and it's climbing smartly right now. GameStop, perfect time to look at rolling over contracts, the perfect time. Because as your contracts, as the shares rise, the contracts you've written at lower prices are only trading at book value now. Those time premiums are shrinking out. Now's the time to scoop them back at whatever they cost you, turn right around and write new contracts. You can now look at 220s, 230s, 240s, 250s, 260s, 270s, 75s. Depending on how far out you want to go, you can write in the money or out of the money, so I should say out of the money call options further down in time for as much cash as these contracts cost you to buy or more. You can increase your cash position in your account, sit on that cash as dry powder, and just wait out this market, because if the shares want to keep rising, you'll buy back your calls again and roll them another time up to 300, 330, 350 buyouts. Or as the shares back off, if they do back off, you have powder with which to buy your contracts back at a much lower price. Because if you can write contracts for $35 or $40 and you can now buy them back at 10 to 15, you might want to do that and rewrite new contracts for big premiums yet again. Stand by. We're up 1087 on GameStop. 215.67. Way to go, GameStop. Right on. It's rolling. Definitely rolling. 215.50 last trade. 215.87 the high of the morning so far on GameStop shares. That's where we're at right now, kids. On that one. 38.47 on support.com. Hood down $1.46. SoFi up 20 cents to 14. Up 22 cents now. Up 22 cents to 14.26. GameStop 215.94. New high up $11 a share. Looks like it wants to push 216 out of the way. It did it already. 216.10 for the high. ATIP still down 16 to 409. AMC up 288. Matterport up 35 now to 1528. ME up 8 to 909. Smart Rent down 14. Rocket Lab down 34. Spire down 15. Sextera down 11. Very quiet over there. Bannock up $2. Home Depot almost up $5. IBM down 35 cents. And the Dow down 51 points right now. Despite Microsoft and Apple going up, the Dow is down today. That's what we have in this market right now. It could well be IDA related for the Dow. Let me take a look here on that one. Let's take a look here. Dow 30. Let's see what we have over here. The Dow 30, the losers on the Dow. Goldman Sachs down 584, which to me is laughable. American Express down 360. Boeing down 290. JP Morgan down 299. So it's bankers and the jet maker. Visa down $1.20. That's another financial. Travelers Companion, insurance and investments down $1.20. Caterpillar down 91. McDonald's down 84. Those are your losers. Your winners are Home Depot up 470. Why? Because of all the reconstruction required in the South. Just think about how much money Home Depot is going to make resupplying wood and other goods, services, electrical, plumbing, and drywall, and you name it, for all the homes destroyed or businesses damaged down south. Microsoft up 299. Apple up 254. Amgen up 137. 3M up 95. Walmart up only 62 cents. I'm surprised it's that little. J&J up 57. Honeywell up 22. Coca-Cola up 17 cents. So there you have it. The big losers are financials. I don't know why. I'm not worried about them one iota. But you know what? One person's worry is another person's opportunity. What can I say? That is the market. We just hit 300 thumbs ups. Thank you everybody for supporting this channel with 300 thumbs ups today. I do appreciate it. It all helps out the channel, and it brings new viewers in from YouTube. They promote this channel to other people. Thank you all for these thumbs ups. 213.30. We hit a high of 216.50 a moment ago on GameStop. Having a great morning here. Not bad at all. Hopefully you're able to write new contracts in the 240, 30, 50 range and bring in some serious premiums, because they are being handed out right now, and you should take advantage of this. In my opinion, I'd be doing this, but what can I tell you? What else have we got? Let's go. Hurricanes make GameStop go burr. That's what a rollover is. Sweet. Yes, that's what a rollover is. It can be very lucrative for you on many fronts. Time, higher expiry exercise prices, and extra cash. Thank you very much. 214.61 on GameStop. Absolutely great. Same thing on AMC. If you're sitting on AMC, you got stock in AMC, you've wrote contracts already. They're in the money now. You wrote 35s or 40s or 45s. You might think about buying those contracts back and writing 60s or 65s or 70s 1 or 2 or 3 months out. Absolutely take advantage of this movement in the stock if you can. Why not? They're handing it to you. Same on Robinhood. If you own it, write calls. If you don't, I don't know if you want to buy puts or write naked calls. Hard to say on Robinhood. Support.com, 37.79 up 11.46. It's wild trading, just wild trading. I don't know. It is wild. It is wacky, and there you have it. Okay. 214.75 on GameStop. Up 980 right now. Jen is alive and well. She's moving in the house. This is awesome. Jen is finding the house a lot more roomy than she used to because there's a lot less stuff to bump into. Oh my gosh. We've had 950,000 GameStop trades. She's laughing. You always keep her laughing. You got to keep her because she's laughing. She's laughing. She's not hitting. See, that's the good thing for me. Keep her laughing. 213.99 on GameStop. 212.77 on GameStop. You tell me where it's going on. It's trading up and down and up and down and up and down. It's all over the place. Pending home sales in the U.S. fall 1.8% in July. Well, finally a little recovery, or a little pause in the action after all this crazy activity this last year. Still, what a market. We're down 79 on the Dow. We're up 12 on S&P. We're up 94 on NASDAQ. And we got oil down 49 cents. If interest rates keep falling and U.S. mortgage rates go down to 2.5%, which they could do, you'll have another spurt on housing, just another shot. So watch out for that. Hi, Jen. How's it going today?
Good.
It's kind of empty here. There used to be this big black thing behind me filled with albums.
Do you feel like you're pinned against the wall?
I feel like I'm backing up against the wall. I was showing everybody the living room over here this morning about how there's no couch over there anymore, and there's just some boxes. It's getting really echoey in here. But, we're becoming nomads. Hello. Yeah, we are becoming nomads, truly are. And we're heading out in a couple of weeks. Man,
it feels like it's there, it's happening, it's close.
It's a happening thing, and we've been talking this weekend about the future, McFly. The future. Well, that's for Donnell. I'm waiting for Donnell to show on the other channel. Yeah, we've been talking about the future to everybody, about how we're looking at condos down south, and we're looking at Teslas for rent. And I'm delightfully surprised at how cheap Teslas are. I thought they'd be $200, $250 a day.
Right.
And they used to be. When they first came out, they were incredibly expensive. But now with so many...
there was two of them.
Yeah, and now with so many deliveries being made, and with the Model 3s just coming out like crazy, you can get Model 3s, 2021 Model 3s for $60-65 a day on a monthly basis. All of a sudden, that as a rental, that's not a bad... And that includes insurance. I mean, that's exciting. But we'll see what's going on.
These guys get hit.
And that hurricane hit them, didn't it? It hit them hard.
People without power.
Yeah. Good morning, Jen from John Anderson. Good morning, Jen from Larry.
Good morning. Good morning.
And you know what's bad, Farmela says, is when she's laughing while she's hitting at the same time. I know. It's that cackle laugh. That's the evil laugh. Yes.
Evil.
Oh yes.
So
yes.
Did you confess to them what you had for breakfast yesterday?
No, I haven't thought about it. We had a bagel.
You had a bagel.
I had a bagel I had a bagel. Like, this is a crime now that I have a bagel not on Monday to Friday. What?
Well, you have it Monday to Friday, so I always think you'd want something different.
You'd want something different.
But no.
Yeah, I
ran straight home to Mama bagel.
Let's go home, run home to Mama. Yeah, give me a bagel, baby. I love those bagels. Yeah, man, got to get to New York and get one with a schmear on it. Yeah, get a New York deli bagel with a schmear.
New York in a while.
It's been a while since we've been
anywhere.
We haven't been anywhere. We've been stuck up here, man. We put the sold sign on the for sale sign. This weekend.
Yeah,
it's official. We sold this house. The inspection came and went, and it all passed with flying colors. And this thing's gone. We're out of here. We got to go now. We now have to. The inspector said, "You just keep right on packing. You're out of here."
We have to keep going now. Other people are going to show up.
Right? He said to us, "This house has passed inspection. You might as well just keep on packing. You don't need to stop.
Right.
You're leaving. You're leaving. Giddy up. There you have it." So, yeah, baby, away we go.
Away we go. So, what's it going to be this morning?
I'm thinking of a bagel. I'm thinking of a bagel this morning. Do we have any schmear?
Yes.
Oh.
I have, I think, two to offer you. I have original, and then I have herb and garlic.
I'm thinking the original.
Yeah. I'll give you a schmear.
I'll have the schmear. Yeah, okay. That'd be great. Butter and schmear.
Butter and schmear.
Oh, yeah. Help it slide down faster.
Once on your lips, forever on your lips. Got
to tell you, the amount of work I did on Sunday, I would have thought I'd lost 20 pounds. because I was a huffing and puffing. The two of us were huffing and puffing Saturday. I'll tell you, we were working Saturday, moving stuff
And
around.
Sunday.
Then yesterday, moving
Yeah.
stuff around, and we're looking at each other going, "Whew, we got to become nomads quick. We got to become nomads quick. Yeah, we're too old for this stuff. We got to get on the road, and we got to get moving. We have to be moving to lower the weight and inch thing. Yeah, we have too many inches and too many pounds. Crazy. What can I say? Oh man, Bruce. Good morning, Uncle B. If you buy to open a contract for say $40, can you sell to close for a $30 strike price? At the same time, is what you're asking me. Sell to no, I don't understand what's going on. You buy to open a 40. Can you sell to close a 30? Okay, I'm lost here. I don't know what you're trying to do. You must be carrying a position now, and you're looking to close a position. And this you can do. I'm not sure which order, but certainly you can do both of these trades. I'm not sure what you can do first and second, but depending on your account, your scenario, I don't quite understand what's happening here. Bruce, the wife and I are overlanding through Colorado and Utah for about 4 weeks, and I stopped in to say hi. By the way, you look even shorter on my phone. Well, at 4'8", you look short no matter what. I mean, you just look short. I understand. DM says, hey, $60 a day for a month? That's a lot of scratch. That's $1,800 for a Tesla for a month, isn't it? It used to run 10,000. It used to run like 200 a day, 6,000 a month. Now it's down to 1,800, and I've seen some rates on some Teslas as low as 1,500. And I think that in the next few months they'll go even lower to like 1,200 or 1,000. Still a lot of money. I don't dispute that. But if you want to rent a vehicle, for example, a Model 3 in Canada, a Model 3 to buy it with taxes and everything else, well, Canadian dollars, we're talking about $80,000, 80 for a Model 3. You want a Model S in this country? Put up $140,000. Now, you tell me that I can rent an $80,000 car, equivalent $80,000 car, for $1,500 to $1,800 for a month to give it a good, solid try. I'm prepared to do it, because if I'm going to drop 80 grand on a Model 3, I'm going to want to like it. I want to know that I'm going to like it. And so I figured, why don't I rent one? That's a cheap investment to make. Rent one for a month, no commitment afterwards. Thank you very much. I have enough time to learn how to use it. I'm interested. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, there you go. It's going to watch to see if SPRT drops below 30. It's 37.80 right now, holding that level. GameStop 211 right at the moment, 211.02 right now. SoFi up 20 to 14.24. ATIP still down 20 cents. GameStop, I can say up 6. AMC up 277, holding its own. Matterport up 38 to 15.31. ME up 11 to 9.12 right now. But we're down on Rocket Lab, Spire, and Sextera at the moment. IBM down 55, the Dow down 75. The Dow's not helping IBM and not helping anybody, but S&P and NASDAQ are both higher. So it's a mixed market right now. Good morning, Jen from Amber. Could you explain CYXT warrants? James, I've been explaining these now for a month. Where have you been? These are warrants that everyone received in a ratio of 3-to-1. If you have 3 shares of Sextera, you got a warrant. You have 100, you probably got 33 or 34. You got 300, you probably got 100 of them. And it's a gift to you. You can sell them on the open market. These trade on the market. You can cash out anytime you want, but they are good until 2026. 5 year, they're good for 5 years, and you can exercise them for give the company an $11.50 check, $11.50 check with one warrant, and you've got yourself another stock for $11.50. Obviously, the stock right now is trading less than $11.50, so you're not going to exercise your warrant with the company unless the stock breaks $11.50. But if the shares go from $8.33 where they are now to say $10 or $11, these will go up in value like an option contract will go up in value. And depending how many you have, it's free money. So hang on. Sit on them and let the stock run up. If it does that, it goes into the 950, 1050, 1150 range. You might get $2, $2.50 for these. Free. You can sell them or you can exercise them. Your call. You don't have to do anything for a while. Okay. It's essentially cheating on us, you shameful bagel adulterer. There it is. Bruce, you're allowed to have a bagel on the weekend, but you have to at least record it and send it as a member alert. Come on, man. Don't be hiding this on us. Farmo says, I used to work with a lady who crackled like that. She would dress up in black dress and black pointy hat during October. She had a large broom that she carried around to hit us with. Laugh out loud. I know what you mean. The wicked west witch from the east. Oh, yes. Will the new owners continue the stream? The new owners. Who are you talking about? Are you the homeowners? Do you think I sold the channel with the house? Is that what you think I did? Oh, Lordy. You were very happy with your sell price on your house. Were you very happy? A fair price. We're very satisfied. It went up in value, and we've paid the mortgage down, and so we're walking out with equity. We're fine. Adding it to whatever we have. Don't look now, but 23andMe has found itself a pretty nice looking upward channel since August the 17th. Well, let's hope it just goes higher and higher and higher. Sitting at 909, up 8 cents. Congrats on the house sale. Thank you. Stockmark's playing English with the new homeowners. Yeah, there it is. TWB and this channel went with the house. Yeah, so I don't have to talk to you folks anymore. Whoever's going to be sitting here starting 2 weeks from now, good luck with those guys. I'm not even going to warn them about what you guys are like. I'm not even going to, no. I'm going to let them find out for themselves. Oh, yes, they're going to go, what have we done? Uncle Bruce, weight loss challenge, go, man. Good morning, everyone from Malo. Good morning, all. Here we are. You have a schmear.
There you go.
Ooh, we got us a schmear on a toasted sesame seed bagel.
With butter on it.
With butter, too. Butter and schmear all in one to really harden up the arteries. Oh, yeah, we got to get on the road. Bruce, when saying you have too many inches and too many pounds, don't say we. Jen is perfect the way she is. There you go. In Germany, it is the coldest month of the summer, 10 degrees Celsius at night, and the maximum is 21 in the daytime. And we call that perfect. In Canada, we call that golfing weather, suntanning weather, pool weather. It's as good as it gets. We go water skiing in this stuff. Just buy a hoopty. Oh, okay. There's still more donk. $1,800 for a whole car, I'm saying, instead of 1 month rental. I bought a Tesla Model S with my GameStop profits. Nicely done. Michael, just get a Lada. Cheap as borscht. 1.1 million volume, 45 minutes. I thought a million at 9:30. Yeah, a Lada for a YouTube channel could be interesting. Sorry, Bruce. If you buy a contract for one strike price, can you turn around and sell it for another price, or must it be sold for the same price? Okay. Well, if you buy a $40 call contract, okay, it's a contract that has a $40 exercise price on it that expires next Friday, you're long that contract. You can only sell that contract. You can't change the terms of the contract. You can only sell the contract you got. If you sell a contract, you write a contract, you can only buy that contract back. That's that term contract, not that exact one, but the same value contract. So if you write a $40 call for next week, you can buy back a $40 call for next week. Not the same one you wrote, but just the exact same contract you wrote, the same style contract. So you're liquid either way. You buy and sell, or you sell and buy, but it's the same exercise price, expiry date, but the price might change depending on what the stock does, up or down. Lighten Up says, Uncle Bruce, I'm nervous. Not sure you will continue doing this stream when you get out on the road and start enjoying your travels. Oh, I wouldn't be worried about that. Jen and I have talked about this infinitum. Never ends. And we've come up with a term in the last couple of weeks around here that is known as slippage. And YouTubers know what this is. YouTuber creators know what slippage is. There's different explanations and definitions of slippage depending on who you are and where you at. And I don't want to hear yours. I don't want you to tell me yours. But the term slippage in the YouTube business means, hey, if we change the channel, or we, like in my case, we start traveling, and Bruce does his shows on the road all the time, and every week or two it's different, or every month or two it's from a different location. Could there be slippage of the number of viewers? Could there be slippage of the number of members, the number of subscribers? Could there be slippage? And if there is slippage, and in the last few months, we've been calming down here on this channel because we once had 106,000 subscribers. We now have 94,000, whatever it is. This is slippage. We shot up from nothing. We had like 2,000 members in December. We went up to 106,000 by February, and now we're at 94. Does the slippage accelerate or continue on? And if that happens, does that mean revenues coming in slips too? Because if revenues go down and views go down and excitement of the channel backs off, can you afford to travel? Will you get to the point where you are spending more money every month than you're bringing in? This is the big question. And my attitude on it is there's only one way to find out. We can talk and talk and talk about slippage, or we can do it, get off our lard asses and go traveling. And we want to travel. We've wanted to travel for 2 years because Jen and I were supposed to do group cruises 2 years ago with our viewers on the other channel. So this is going to happen. Travel is coming because we're 65, 66. We've only got a few number of years to travel, we hope, with relative ease physically, before we can't do it anymore. I mean, there's a certain age you reach where it's just too much. So this is the time. The time is now. We're going to do it. I don't care about slippage. We're going for it. But my personal opinion, I think it'll be good for the channel. I think it'll be good. I think if we end up in LA and I do live shows from Los Angeles or Palm Desert, California, or from Phoenix or from Miami or off a cruise ship balcony, or wherever we are, I think it'll be good for the channel because the channel is on the move. You guys have no idea what he's up to next. I do a meet and greet in Dallas, and I do a live show in front of 200 of you in a room in Dallas. As long as you guys sign off on being on the air live, we're good to go. Otherwise, you can't come in the room. How about being part of a live show in Dallas, maybe the afternoon show? Who knows? There's just going to be all kinds of stuff going on. I am so stoked and pumped up. Yeah, I'm excited. This channel is not going to sit still and get boring. We're going to get out there, baby. Going to get out there. That's a hard burden for the new owner. Our community is crazy enough to keep the price low. Good morning, you beautiful people. Deanna, how you doing? John Gill, there's more of an echo in the room. Guy in the Buffalo, it's not going to be Jim Cramer, is it? That's how you get a good price. You don't tell them about us. No, that's right. Bagel. It's a new TikTok challenge. Sell your house and your YouTube channel all at the same time. Oh, man. Oh, man. I saw a doctor about less slippage a few years back, says Deanna. 35.34 on support, 36.34. Robinhood down $1.09. SoFi up 12 cents to 14.16. GameStop at 213.85 up 8.90. Now 214 up 9.28. We're going up again. ATIP down 18 cents to 406. AMC up 3.29, going higher. Matterport 15.31 up 38, and ME up 9.10 up 9 cents. So SmartRent down 20, Rocket Lab down 33, Spire down 4 cents right now. The Dow down 28 only. NASDAQ up 114, S&P up 18 points. So here we go. Markets are a bit better, and GameStop 213.42. 213.42 right now on GameStop. Cheers, Shmia on a bagel. Oh yeah. Sometimes you gotta spit to get slippage. Oh that's terrible. That's terrible. Let's see. Are analysts not covering SoFi because a lot of the analysts are banks? I would have thought more would be following by now. Why would JP Morgan want to give them any attention? Well, we'll see. As more and more mutual funds pick up this stuff and hedge funds and ETFs, there'll be more coverage. Definitely. Anyway, so happy for you, Uncle B. Thank you so much. Thumbs. Thank you, everybody. Clean energy is really down. Wait till the new owner gets swatted. There you go. A live show from Germany would be great. I'd love to do it from Berlin. Oh, yeah. I'd love to do some videos from Berlin as a YouTuber. Haven't done that yet. Can't wait. AMC, 44.17. Yeah, it was 43.93 right now. Oh. Smell. Oh. Oh, yeah. Lovely. Welcome one, welcome all. The Dow's down 21.9. Coming back. Okay. We could find ourselves in Pittsburgh. That's right. We could find ourselves on the road where the Steelers are traveling to play a game. That could happen too. Oh my. Yeah. On a bagel. Lovely. Matterport up 43, 15.36. AMC holding a $3 game. I tell you, I was watching an interview this morning. I can't remember who this guy was. And I'm trying to remember where the interview took place, and I can't remember what network. Anyway, it was a billionaire, and they asked him, what would you avoid right now? What would you not invest in? And the first thing he said was SPACs. Oh, don't touch SPACs. I'm thinking, yeah, don't touch SPACs. Okay. Of course, he didn't mention which ones, and he didn't mention what brands or anything like that. He just says SPACs, just SPACs. Well, good luck with that. Then he mentioned be careful about crypto, avoid crypto and all that. He just didn't believe in it. So where would you put your money? If someone had $100,000, where do you recommend they put their money? And this guy quickly comes out and says, oh, real estate. Put it in real estate. It's the one thing that you can do well. He said, for example, 6 months ago, a year ago, if you put $100,000 down on $1 million house, it's gone up 20% in value in some of these areas of the country. You're already up to $1.2 million in value. You've taken your $100,000 and turned it into $300,000. Oh, that's what you should do. And I'm thinking, okay, pal, billionaire that you are, how about out of touch with reality here? It's the fact that I have $100,000 in cash is one thing, but the second thing is you're telling me to go get a $900,000 mortgage on a house. What kind of payment do you think that's going to be per month? That's got to be with taxes and insurance and upkeep. We're talking $6,500, $7,000 a month to handle the $900,000 loan plus taxes, insurance, and maintenance. I mean, minimum. That's after tax money you need to pay for that. Certainly in Canada it is. How many people can qualify for that? You go in for a mortgage loan, and your mortgage officer says, "Oh yeah, listen, you want to carry a $900,000 mortgage? $900,000 mortgage. You're looking at about 4,000, 4,500 payments per month, minimum payments." What kind of income do you have? I make 100,000 a year. Oh, that's great. Your wife? No, she she stays home looking after the kids. Uh, hold it a minute. Hold it. You got $100,000 income after tax, $65,000. That's a little over $5,000 a month. You can't handle a $4,500 mortgage payment. No way. Between you and your wife, you've got to net out after tax. You got to net out like 10, 15,000 a month in order to have a mortgage of this size. I mean, you're just not going to qualify because with taxes and depreciation or maintenance and insurance with this house, you're talking another $1,500, $2,000 a month minimum. I mean, property taxes on $1 million house in this town where I live would be about $20,000 a year. That'd be like $1,800 a month right there. Property tax. I can't imagine it's any cheaper in many communities in the United States. Then there's water, gas, electric, maintenance, insurance. And there's no way this house is less. There's no way it's less than $7,000 a month. You guys can't afford it. This billionaire just just put $100,000 on $1 million house and buy $1 million house, and you can earn 20% in 1 year. Like as if every year houses go up 20% every year. Really, buddy? Really? Like what? What? Out of touch with the world. Oh my gosh. Would be nice to be a billionaire, not have to worry about what it's really like, huh? Just saying is what I'm using here. Just saying. Oh man. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure who that was. Whoever it was. $100,000, 500 shares at GameStop at 200, sell 5 contracts for $1,500 a week, $7,500 a week, 52 weeks, $39,000 a year. Yeah, screw real estate. Cheers. Yeah. On Bloomberg, right? Okay, thank you. There you go. There you go. 214 on GameStop. 214.06. Up 9.11. Right on. Go. Look at that Matterport. 1546. Up 52, baby. Kind of coming back to where it was last week. Nice to see. Still got to get a little higher to kind of come back to where it was last month. 1655, it hit a high last month. But if you break through that, that would be the highest level in quite a while. Thank you, Matterport. Keep coming. Don't stop now, Matterport. Bring it on, baby. Bring it on. Yo. That would be terrific. Oh, this Chimia bagel is so good. It's so good. I tell you, man, this is good stuff. 214 on GameStop. The World Health Organization warns of a possible 236,000 new COVID deaths in Europe by December. Fauci says the U.S. could see another 100,000 unnecessary. Just so sad. So unnecessary. This is what worries me about traveling. If Europe is thinking that they're going to have 236,000 more deaths, there is no airfare, no air flights between Canada, the USA, and Europe. I mean, it's just going to be so restricted. Whether it's business or personal, no travel. Not good. Our SPACs have merged into companies. Are they still considered SPACs by the street? No. Not anymore. As soon as you got that merger done, you're sitting with all this cash in your account, you're not a SPAC anymore. It's all over. That's why I like the fact that our 8 stocks have all now shifted over. We don't have any SPACs that we follow anymore. At this moment in time, I'm not recommending any SPACs to anybody. I can't help but mention the postcard on the Norwegian Dawn in the background. Got to say, my least favorite ship I've ever been on. It's close to me, and I've gone 3 times. I love NCL. Yeah, there it is right there. There it is up there, the Dawn. Yeah, these are all postcards that have been sent to me from TWB fans. Hey, Uncle B. ATIP is the cheapest of your picks. How would you use that to structure the cheapest efficient position you could? Well, what I do know, what I'm aware of on ATIP is that the group that funded the creation of the SPAC, and, well, let me rephrase that. The group that owns the majority of ATIP, it's a hedge fund. And they're into this deal at $10 a share. They vended themselves in for stock at $10 a share when they merged in with the SPAC. And now their stock is sitting at $4.09 a share. And within a month of the takeover closing, where ATIP took over the SPAC, within a month, they came out with the financials, disappointed the street, stock came down, they fired the CEO right away. First move right now, he's out of here. CEO was, all excited about being a CEO of a brand new publicly traded company, funded with $600 million in cash. We're going to make great things happen, and you're out of here. You're gone, buddy. You're out the door. This hedge fund obviously does not suffer fools gladly. What I like about this is that the hedge fund is saying to the street, we're not happy with where we're at all. And analysts have been saying, you guys are down over $1 billion. Your investment in this thing at $10 a share, trading at $4.09, you're down over $1 billion in like 2 months. The hedge fund's going, yeah, we aren't. And that's not going to last very long, not if we have anything to do with it. And they have everything to do with it. They have like 60% of the votes. They are the dominant shareholding power group that owns this thing. And so as we're sitting here right now, there are headhunters finalizing a list of candidates for this company to consider hiring a new CEO. And I have a suspicion, a very strong suspicion, that the CEO that is going to be announced whenever this happens for ATIP is going to be a mover, a shaker, a dream maker, an expert in publicly traded company management. And I will bet you that not only will that individual have that background themselves, I will go on to say and predict that they will bring a team of people with them in the first 30 to 60 days to completely revamp this public company structure. Yes, there'll be health professionals. Oh, sure. They'll know how to run a physiotherapy center. Oh, yeah, of course. They'll have those people. But at the top of this company's food chain are going to be folks who are well known to the street, to the investment community at large. Brokerage firms in New York are going to go, oh, they hired so-and-so to run that ATIP? Oh, that, don't even tell me about the business. What's the stock at? What's it trading at? I want some of this stuff. I'm buying into this guy, this girl, this team. And I expect them to do a full-blown turnover of the top people who are going to run the PR message campaign, the investor relations department of this company. Completely different. They are going to be friendly to Wall Street. They're going to be Wall Street known people. So if ATIP has its eyes set on becoming a larger physical therapy company, they want to buy up $1 billion group out of Los Angeles or Frisco or Denver or wherever. They'll have no trouble writing a check that won't bounce. The CEO can get on the blower, and between their backers, the hedge fund that has $75 billion under administration, between those guys and all the Wall Street connections that this CEO has, raising $1 billion in a zero interest rate environment? Are you kidding me? It's a joke. They're going to have no trouble. They can do $5 billion acquisitions, one after the other, after the other, after the other, for the next 5 years. They want to go after deals. They can go after deals. Taking this company to a whole other level of size, going from the 900 range of therapy centers. There are 38,000 in the U.S., 38,000 physical therapy centers. These guys have 900. Think about that. They can go from 900 to 5,000 and only have 15% of the entire market wrapped up. Yeah, this company, this ATIP company, is going to become a powerhouse in this business. There is no doubt in my mind. The stock will be a $50 stock down the road. This hedge fund will go, yeah, we know. We stumbled out of the gate. We know. Yeah, we know. We're not hiding that. We were down $1 billion in the first month on this deal. But for those who stuck around for the show, after the preliminaries were out of the way, after we got the cartoons out of the way at the movie theater, and we started the main feature, these folks have made 12 times their money because we're now back to 50. And we are up $10 billion on this deal. We're not down it, but we're up $10 billion. Yeah, we have big plans and big aspirations, and we have the money to back it up. But we need the right people at the helm of the public company to run it. That's obviously the mistake they made when they created this amalgamation. They put this deal together. They had the right doctors or therapists or medical administrators in charge, but they had the wrong personnel to run a publicly traded company. And this is where ATIP is changing fast. And behind the scenes, I think there are desks being cleared out all over the place to make room for the new kids coming in, because there are new kids coming in, and watch out. Anyway, that's ATIP. Can I, as a single guy in Creston, in his living room, telling you guys how great ATIP is going to be one day, move this market? No. It's still at 4.9. It hasn't moved since I started talking. But I can tell all of you out there, you want to have this stuff in your account. You definitely want to have this stuff. If you've never had it, buy it now. It's dirt cheap. The upside for this thing is not back to 10. If that's what you think the upside of this thing is, don't buy it, because you're just going to drive yourself nuts. The upside of this thing is 50. Not this week, not this month, but it's going to end up at 50. Between now and the months from now, it might go to 6. Yeah, you might be up 50%. And you'll go, oh, Bruce, you're great. Thank you. I got a flip here. Great. Knock yourself out. But the big picture is 50 big ones. That is the picture for that hedge fund. Because it could be when it reaches 50, Aetna Healthcare comes in, or one of these large health providers comes in and says, $80 a share, get lost. Here, take cash, $80, get out of here. I'll take the whole thing out. And they'll go, great, yeah, sure, yeah, they'll sell. The big shareholder, they'll take $80. Yeah, Because now instead of making 10 billion, they'll have made 18 billion or 16 billion. Oh yeah, they'll take that deal. And then this entity becomes, a wholly owned subsidiary company of a multi-$100 billion monster. I mean, it's a whole other, that is down the road. Right now, step one. Step one is a step they didn't think they had to take. Fire the CEO and bring in a new CEO and a new team to run this thing. That's what's going on. 216 on GameStop right now. High of the day. We're at the high. I haven't even finished my bagel yet, and it's already at 216. Maybe I should just hold it. Maybe the stock will go up if I don't finish it. Just keep going in anticipation. I don't know. Unreal. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Support.com, 37.50. SoFi, up 15 cents, 14.19. GameStop, 215.70, up 10.75. Okay. Your schmeal is so good. There we go. Dragon and spacecraft, final approach to the International Space Station. One engine failed, so it moved laterally and hovered until it burnt enough fuel to start going up again. Wow. Uncle Bruce, why is it ATIP has a huge institutional holding compared to other companies? Any thoughts? I don't know. Maybe the institution took it over a few years ago. I don't know. That's a private buy. I'm not sure. Let's see. $1.2 million GameStop volume in the first hour. Is this just maintaining the price barely? That's actually up nicely today. Sorry, Uncle Bruce. What I meant was the company became public through a SPAC rather than IPO. Are they being looked down upon? Well, it's a funny thing about the market and market players. Hang on a sec. Oh, yeah. Getting her done. Getting her done. $217 on GameStop. Go. Go, go, go. Just touched 218. New high. Anyway. Funny thing about the markets. When I was in the business, when I first got into the brokerage business, the first days, I was working for a firm, working for a small brokerage company in Calgary that specialized in raising money for junior startup oil and gas companies. I mean, literally, we would be raising money for maybe companies that had maybe 5 employees, 10 employees. This is 1979, 80. And in those days, you could go public on the Alberta Stock Exchange and raise $500,000, maybe 150,000 privately, whether that was cash or you were vending in oil and gas property for stock. And then you would do an IPO. An over-the-counter IPO. This is back in the early days, before the sophisticated markets and everything else. And then what you would do is you'd make deals left, right, and center. You make deals with all kinds of other oil and gas players, guys you knew in the business. I mean, there were guys taking companies public that had been in the patch for 20 years, 25 years. They're like 50-year-old presidents. You'd have like a geologist, like a senior geologist, a senior landman. You'd have an accountant maybe, or an auditor, and they'd team up and they'd create a company. And the auditor would count the money and help in the discussions and negotiations to raise cash. The oil and gas man, the lead character, would be the deal maker. The geologist, the landman, they'd figure out, the possibility of the play, figure out all the logs that had been made over the years, all kinds of technical stuff they'd figure out about, deals. Anyway, the firm I was with, we would raise money for these small companies because there was a place for all brokerage firms in the brokerage business. And when I first started, I really wanted to be a Merrill Lynch man. That's what I wanted to be. I was desperate to be a Merrill Lynch guy. Couldn't get them to hire me. Couldn't get them to take a look at me because I'm a graduated college student. I'm a watchmaker. And they're looking at me going, watchmaker? And your dad owns a guitar store? Yeah, get out of here. You have no idea how to deal with people. You have no idea how to handle pressure situations. You certainly have no university experience when it comes to the investment business. Get out of our offices. So couldn't get in. So I figured, well, okay, I'll join a firm. I'll get my license. I'll build a client book. And a couple of years from now, I'll move to another firm, graduate my way up to more of a traditional brokerage house, which is what I did. But I never got to join Merrill Lynch. Never knew it. By the time I reached where I was going, I became branch manager and a vice president, and I had passed everyone at that Merrill Lynch office that I was so desperate to become part of. I was a higher up guy than all of them. I was a VP for the province. And that didn't occur to me until like 5 years later, I went, holy crap, what a 5-year run I've had. Jeez, this is great. Anyway, back to these small oil and gas companies. We used to raise money. We'd raise $500,000 for enough money for their 10% interest in a drilling program in an oil field 200 miles away from where we were in Calgary. And we would hope and pray that this $500,000 gave them enough money for their obligation for this drilling program, and that as the wells were drilled out, they would be hits. Each one would be an oil well, making the field a larger field. And sometimes we were lucky, and sometimes we weren't. And we'd have to raise more money for them. Whether they were successful or not, we always had to raise money for these guys because these guys were juniors and they needed cash to keep growing. Anyway, I remember one time we did an underwriting for a company. And I met a broker that I knew who's at one of these senior firms. And I was talking to him, he's saying, what are you up to? He said, we're taking a company public, $4 a share called such and such. And he said, oh, yeah. Yeah, I know those guys. Those guys are crooks. I said, oh, really? Oh, yeah, they used to work at Chevron. And one guy used to work, they're shysters. And they're just a bunch of, whatever. I said, well, they got this company they put together. And they got, 5 different deals going on here with 5 different partners and whatnot, and they're dealing with Exxon, they're dealing with Chevron, they're dealing with Marathon, they're dealing with all kinds of majors, and they're involved in 2% interest here, a 5% interest there, a 3% interest there, 8% interest there. They've really spread themselves out, small interests in all kinds of plays, but with all kinds of industry partners who are like the boys. They are like the big boys. These guys. The senior executives of these companies are all members of the Petroleum Club, the Pete Club. They're all hanging out there, and this little company is in this group. And we're raising money for them at $4 a share. He said, well, good luck with it. See how it goes. I said, yeah. So a month later, we had the deal done. We raised about $2 million for these guys. That was like a record for our little branch office. But we did it. And they pumped their money into their commitments, and they hit oil. They hit gas, and they grew. And the shares went to $8 to $10 a share. The shares went up because they were coming in with more production. They were becoming now a medium-sized oil and gas company rather than junior. And they could now borrow money from banks. They didn't actually need us anymore. And then I got a call, or I bumped into one guy who said to me, yeah, I just I said, how you doing in the market? Oh, I'm doing great. I just made a bunch of money on blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. And this guy was at a senior brokerage firm. He had just made a bunch of money for his clients on our stock. They were buying our stock at $6. We had underwritten it at $4. They were buying it at $6 and $7, and were selling at $9 and $10. And he thought he was king, you know what, the ruler of the world. And I thought, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, the so-called sophisticated brokerage houses with all the seats on the New York Exchange and the Toronto Exchange, poo-pooing us, a little branch office here in Calgary, doing these over-the-counter financings. You guys are making money on a stock we took public. I have people in at $4. I'm the guy selling to you at 9 or 10 or to the market. Thank you very much, you morons. That's how that goes. So it's funny how the market turns itself around and doesn't give a crap about where you came from and what you're about. The bottom line for a broker and an investment firm is, can you make me money? And is the stock cheap? Can I sell it for more? That's all I want to know. Look at Robinhood. I mean, how many brokerage firms were slamming Robinhood when it was a private company? They weren't allowing people to trade GameStop shares or anything else. Everybody was poo-pooing Robinhood. Now you have analysts from the highest forms of brokerage houses recommending Robinhood as a $50 stock. Where did all the criticism go? What is that all about? They're now part of the tribe and they're okay now? Like, what is this all about? It's called making a buck. And that is what these folks think they can do. They're trying to make a buck. Yeah, short memories on stuff. I'll tell you, short memories when they're making money. What can I say? Nancy says that the CEO of ATIP had a terrible reviews from female employees. I think that tells you something. Glad he's gone. There you go. There you go. What can I say? AMC is higher, definitely 44.58 right now, up 374, improved. GameStop 214.75, up 980 right now, looking good. Let's see. Cody's saying, so I'm hearing just pick up shares now and don't think about writing contracts until we start meeting analyst price targets. Thanks, Uncle Bruce. Yeah, pick up stock on these guys. ATIP and SoFi, pick them up. Yeah. Let's see. Even I have 100 ATIP. Let's see. Boy, I hope Bruce is right. I got 10,000 shares of this stuff. Well, I think you're gonna be happier going forward here. I think there's a hedge fund with billions of reasons why this is going higher. Rocket Lab is in perfect position right now. If the Neutron rocket works as advertised, they will be in great shape. I actually think Elon is secretly involved with Rocket Lab, just a gut feeling. I don't know. Is 217 the high? I don't know. 218 I saw. Let's see. 216.97 was the high before. You think it'd be better to average down on SoFi or ATIP? I have 1,500 SoFi at 1867. I have 400 ATIP at 962. I say average down on both of them, just in moderation. Just pick off a little of each one. Just pick off, and just add to your position and sit and let her run. If ATIP hits $50, I might die, says Austin. Their dragon has been captured. We're all good. Morning, John Van. I'm back with the GameStop 215 call this week. How about you? Oh my. AMC 40 million volume. At 44.12. 46.8 now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. GameStop volume right now at 213 last trade, 214 now, 1.6 million. Very quiet there comparatively. All right. AMC's up 10%. I just added 20 shares of ATIP. I agree with you 100% on their future. We got to get past COVID, though. It's a long play. Too expensive, and I'll screw it up. Anyone else's Fidelity screen crashed? Let's see. Mine's okay, says DQ. 218, go GameStop. It's your birthday. Hey, Uncle B, I like the new background. Thank you. Fenville, hey, John, I got 3 contracts for GameStop at 2:15 late Friday for the cheap. Printing now. I wouldn't let the greedy take display to Friday again. Gonna cash either today or tomorrow. There you go. Well, you're up today, and I love it. Thumbs up. Hit the like button for Bruce. 215, 1300. Laugh out loud. No thanks. I'm not going to pay that kind of money. Good luck, bud. Yeah, I should have bought Hood at 34, but you poo-pooed it. Now, of course, way does anyone think about gold? I have no idea. Global Star. I'll never forget and forgive what Robinhood did. Got him at $8 on Friday. Nice job. Nice job. Nice job. Nice job. 213.63 up 868. And it seems to be going 2 steps higher, 1 down, 2 higher, 1 down. At this point, that seems to be the pattern at this point. The Dow has turned positive now. We have a 23-point gain on the Dow. Looks like we're at the high of the day. We're sitting at a gain of 24 on S&P, and we got a gain of 131 on NASDAQ. Oil still down a penny. There you have it. Right on. SoFi, 14.28, up 24 cents. We're at 37.74 on Spirit, support.com. GameStop, 213.70. ATIP, 409, down 15. AMC, 44.11, up 327. Matterport, up 54 to 15.47. 23andMe up 11 to 9.12. Smart Ren down 44 to 12.48. Rocket Lab down 30 to 10.06. Spire Global down 28 to 9.22. Sextera up 19 cents right now. All right. We got Vanik up $1.67. Home Depot up 5.49. IBM up 6 cents. It's turned a corner. Dow is still up 29, now up 31. Microsoft up 4.32. Apple up 3.39. Tesla up $12. Bed Bath Beyond up 30 cents. BlackBerry down a nickel. Royal Caribbean down 82 cents. It was lower. It's at 82.44, low of 81.24. Carnival, Norwegian are both off. Amazon up $78 to 34.27. Amazon is trading at 59 times earnings, just so you know. 59 times earnings on Amazon. It's up $78 a share. Facebook up 346, gone positive. Alphabet, Google up 26. Target up $1.50. Morgan, JP Morgan down $1.99, hit a low of 159.89, now 161.06. Trading at 10.7 times earnings. JP Morgan, cheap. Just like Goldman Sachs. Costco up 3.87, Cisco down 13, Nvidia up $1.88, Goldman Sachs down 5.08 at 4.14, the low of 412.76. We have got that stock trading at 7.6 times earnings. That is a giveaway. There you have it, guys. Up 22 on the Dow right now. And like I say, watching everything closely here. Interesting stuff. Man, oh man, here we go. NFL season kicking off next weekend. Should be good for SoFi. Their stadium is nice. GameStop back at 212. Laugh out loud. Let's see. Well, let's see how it goes. We'll follow this market. 212.84 now on GameStop at the moment. And the Dow ahead at 22 points. And yeah, that market has turned around. That Dow market has completely turned around. Wasn't down a lot. The other two markets have been up all day. NASDAQ is up 0.86 of a percentage point. The Dow is up 0.08, 1/10 as much. So the Dow should be up 275 to equal NASDAQ. Well behind the NASDAQ performance today. Okay. All right, Matterport, 15.50, getting better, up 56, 57 cents. Matterport volume, 659,000, 15.55 high of the day, looking good. Don't have any news. Don't need news, just go higher. That's all I say. ME up 11 to 912. So if Matterport is at 1548, if SoFi could now go to 1548 to match that, that would be okay. That would make this channel's participants very happy indeed. Yes, there you go. Thank you all for being here today. We have 422 thumbs ups today. I thank you for that, for these thumbs ups. If you're able to give us one of these today, please hit that thumbs up button for us and push us closer to 500 here. We've got about 25 minutes to go before our show is done this morning. And if you can get us over 500 before we get off the air, that would be wonderful. Thank you, all of you guys, for your help. 428 now and climbing on the thumbs ups. 430, and here they come. Thank you all so much for your support, kind words, and everything else. Do appreciate it. Man, I can't believe how much junk mail I get. It's unbelievable. What it is, it is. There you go. All righty. You know, yesterday was a banner day on this channel. I actually gained subscribers yesterday on this channel. It's the first time in like 3 months that we've actually gained subscribers. It's incredible. Since March, we've been under pressure from upset AMCers who think I hate them. We've been losing subscribers day in and day out, but yesterday we actually gained some. What does this green stuff mean? I don't know what this green stuff means. I don't understand it. Thank you. 445 thumbs ups are coming in. The Dow winners and losers. Let's take a look at this. Right now, on the losing end, it's still Goldman Sachs down 5. Boeing down 359. American Express down 340. JP Morgan down $1.90, Travelers down $1.60, Visa down $1.20. On the upside, though, we've got the other side going. Home Depot is loving life. They're up 567 because the rebuilding program in the South will be on for months. Home Depot's going to make a lot of money. Microsoft up 445, Apple up 350, Amgen up $1.66, 3M up $1.65. Honeywell up $1.50, Johnson & Johnson up 130, United Health Group up 1.110, Walmart up 93 cents. So we got a lot more winners and losers here, and we've got a couple of good ones going through here. That's why the Dow is higher now on the day. We've got it now up 34.5 points. We got S&P up 26. We have NASDAQ up 131. And GameStop right now, 211.12, moderating a little bit. We have SoFi at 14.22, up 18 cents. Looks like it's climbing right now. ATIP is climbing. It's down 12 cents at 4.13, but it's up from its low of 4.03. Gained a dime back, 133,000. The high of the day, 4.31. So we're still 18 cents from the high of the day right now on ATIP. 4.13. AMC 43.95, up 3.11. Matterport 15.50 on the nose, up 57 cents. ME up 11 to 9.12. Smart Rent down 44. Rocket Lab down 36 at 10 even. Spire down 28, and Sextera up 24 cents to 8.60. It has turned it around right here. Bannock up $1.22. Home Depot up 5.50. IBM up 3 whole cents. IBM and the Dow up 33 points. There it is. That's our markets right at the moment. Thank you all for your support. You get a chance, you may want to check out the lessons I have put up for you. There are 10 lessons on my website, Stock Markets with Stock Markets with Bruce.ca. StockMarketsWithBruce.ca. Check them out. You can watch 1 or 9 or 10, however you want. You can buy one at a time, whenever you want. Rather than try to sell you a $1,500 package deal or something like that, you can buy a lesson for $100. Enjoy yourself. Get to learn all about options, how to write them, aggressive option strategies, smart option strategies, spreads. Oh my gosh, all kinds of tricks. Learn this thing. Check this class out. It'll make my comments a lot easier to understand for those of you wondering, what are they talking about with these options all the time? This is the new normal. There are people out there now who are now, as a matter of course, using options to enhance revenue from their portfolios rather than be sucked in and just buy stock and do nothing with it. They're now utilizing their shares, writing covered calls against these shares for 1 week at a time, 2 weeks at a time, a month, 3 months, to bring in enhanced revenue. And you cannot go wrong writing a GameStop $250 contract where the stock's at 211, you bought it at 170, you write a 250 call, bring in $30, $40 premium for a couple of months. What is wrong with that? You're selling your stock at 280, 90 when you paid 170 for it. What a sweet move if it were to go to that level. On the other hand, stock doesn't go to 250 or higher. Keep all $40 and buy more stock with that money. And there you go, write even more contracts. Make yourself a living. It is just so simple. We have new classes coming. There'll be new classes coming, but we have to move first. I got to get out of this house. We have to keep packing and get out of here physically. There'll be new classes coming out of Calgary. Then there'll be new classes coming out of Palm Desert, California. If we have our way and find a place down there, and you'll be even more educated going forward. Those of you who would like to do a one-on-one consultation with me, I have a limited number of spots that I can offer on Saturdays and Sundays, but only on this weekend coming up. Nothing next weekend because we are moving out of here. So we're going to be down for a few weeks, but if any of you would like to have a private one-on-one this Saturday or Sunday, let me know. Send me a private email. Say, Bruce, I'd like to have a one-on-one. When can you fit me in? And I'll see if I can squeeze 2 or 3 or 4 of you in this weekend, but that's all I can do. I have no other time. It'll be all over, and we're out of here, and then we're setting up out of Calgary, and we'll get back at it over there. So, folks, bear with us as Jen and I are in a sea of boxes right now as we are making our move out of here, and I look forward to getting a little more normal a little later on. Being a Rams fan in California, I'll probably never get to go to a home game. I'm up by Sacramento. There you go. Amber, Rocket Lab 985, come on down to at least 951 and jump back up there to get me in there. That would be awesome. GameStop resisting at 212. GameStop 212.18. Apple jumping a bit right here. We're moving higher. Thank you, Uncle B. You got it, Amber. Dude, it would be awesome. That comment aged the milk. I'll be back. School drop off, says John. Austin, a quarter on SoFi. Come on, man. Can we get a freaking dollar here? SoFi, $14.20 right now, up 16 cents. GameStop up 678 to 211.73. ATIP 412 down 13. AMC up 314 to 43.98. Matterport up 53, 15.46. ME at 9.10. We're up 9. All right. Any new lessons in your plans? Just mentioned that. Drive safe, John Van. Got some more SoFi this morning, says British Shilling. AMC 45.18 for the high, 43.72 right now. Thanks, Bruce. I'm going on a walk with my daughter now, hoping my GameStop covered call rolls. See you this afternoon. You got it. Rolling his thumbs ups. Shilling, ATIP aside, SoFi has been the most hair-pulling stock I've ever bought. I know it's going to be good, but waiting is painful. Yes. Let's see. Amber, I got to hop right here and get to cleaning my yard up after the storm we got. And well, you know what? Hey, you know what's wrong with that? If Uncle Bruce, if GameStop goes way up in the next few months, you limit your upside. You know, you don't. You roll over your contracts. If the stock goes higher, you roll them over and you get 350s. Stock goes higher, you roll them over and get 450s. Stock goes higher, you roll them over. You keep enjoying the upside. You don't get bought out. You folks just don't want to get it. You don't want to get it. You think you know it, but you don't. And that's why I'm doing what I can to educate you on what's happening out there. Uncle Bruce, now that you'll be homeless, a homeless drifter going from town to town, solving mysteries, do you have a bindle packed? I got this white outfit with this hood on it, you know. And
you could be the littlest hobo.
I could be that, that guy, the Kung Fu guy, Kung Fu.
Oh, yeah.
The Kung Fu man.
John
Carradine. I can now do that, going from town to town, solving mysteries.
You could be the fugitive.
I could be the fugitive. I could be like Henderson Ford going from
for a one-armed man.
Who stole my Tesla? Who is this guy? GameStop is a once in a lifetime opportunity to be careful not to limit your upside selling covered calls. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. SPRT up again. Go SPRT, I guess. 37.32. It's up a little, I guess. Anyway, all is well. Patience is the key. And there you go. I have nothing against GameStop going to 1,000 share, 5,000 share, 10,000 share. I just don't think it's going to happen in 1 week. I don't think it's going to happen in 1 month. I just don't. We saw GameStop do the incredible. We saw it do it one time from $5 to 500. We saw that. And then we've seen, other moves since, but not like that one. 100 times your money. We saw it one time. We've seen short squeezes ever since on many other stocks, but nothing like that one. Nothing like that one, or ever better than that. And that's got to get you questioning certain things, wondering, hey, maybe this is over. Maybe this was a true one-off, caught everyone flat-footed. Everyone underestimated Wall Street Bets and Reddit and all those folks, totally underestimated them, poo-pooed them, and just lambasted them and what have you, and yet they delivered a return. Yeah, but ever since, we haven't had any other stocks go from 5 to 500. Hasn't happened, and it's not gonna now because too many people are in the know. Too many short trade situations already popping up now. None of them do this. None of them go to 500 a share. They all go up 10, 20, 30 bucks, and they all take a little shot, and then they piddle out. That's it. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing another shot. I'm not seeing this. So, what can I say? I just say, hey, kids, 1% of you, half of 1%, 1/10 of 1% of you might get lucky on a good trade. Great. That's great. I hope there are thousands of you that are like this. I really do. I really do. I want you to make money. Honestly, I do. You know that. I've said this a million times on this show. But I also have to be practical and say, hey, in the meantime, let's pay some bills. There's ways to be rewarded, to be a shareholder of these stocks, and this is one of them. The way it is right here, right calls. Anyway, what can I say? Anyway, you just wait. ATIP will go from $5 to 5,000. There you go. Uncle Bruce, patience like you preach. I remember your words, February. There you go. I'm a realist, not a dreamer. Morning, Uncle Bruce. I got distracted at work. Roaring Kitty looked like for undervalued stocks. If our SPACs are undervalued, I don't know what. Uncle Bruce, I got a visit from the cabal. 213 again on GameStop, coming back on again. A couple of bucks, 213.31. We're now up 867. The Dow holding a 49-point gain right now. We're up 26 on S&P. We're up 127 points on NASDAQ. The Dow still has to go up 200 more points to match NASDAQ, at least 200 points. Let's see. Here we go. GameStop is about to release NFT news. It'll be huge, I think, in earnings next week. I hope so. I would love to see it. Got to have a number set to sell for it. People can write calls on our GameStop if they want. Don't say we didn't warn you. There you go. If you want to sell a call, wait for the price to go crazy, then sell one way out there. All for money, all for writing calls or being in premium, bringing in premium. But GameStop isn't done shocking the market. I don't believe it for a second. Fair enough. It's okay. It's all good. Whatever you want to do, it's all good. I just know I have a bunch of folks here who are making a ton of money right now on their GameStop shares, and they're making a ton of money on their AMC shares. And there's some folks who are writing calls on other stocks, doing very well. And I say, take this money, take it, buy more stock with it. Yeah, for sure. Buy on dips, absolutely, for sure. Pay bills, yep, pay bills, and hold your stock for indefinite periods of time for nothing. Way to go! I agree. I'm with you. I'm with you all the way with that, for sure. 37.50 on solutionsupport.com. Looks awful quiet all of a sudden. Robinhood up down to $1.21. SoFi still up 13 to 14.17, and GameStop at 2.13 up $8. ATIP at 4.13 down 12 now, and AMC up 3.06. Matterport 15.50 up 57 cents again, coming on again. 23andMe at 9.12. Sixter up 15 cents. That's the other winner at the moment. IBM back up again, up 27. at 139.68. That is 20 cents from the high of the day. IBM looking almost its best today, up 41 on the Dow right at the moment. There you go, kids. We're coming into the last 11 minutes of this early show. You can catch me 3 more times today. You can catch me at 3 o'clock right here on this channel for my afternoon show for the last hour of trading, plus a little bit after hour time. You can catch me here at 7 o'clock Eastern tonight. You can catch me at 7 o'clock Eastern on Traveling with Bruce, if you're a member of that channel. If you're not a member of that channel, you can catch me at 8 o'clock Eastern. Anyone can on TWB, Traveling with Bruce. 8 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to talk about cruise ships, hurricanes, vacations, traveling. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk about traveling tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern. Looking forward to it. So I hope you can join me on the next 3 shows. 3 o'clock here, 7 o'clock for sponsor members of TWB, 8 o'clock for the big show. And I'll hang out with you. You can hang out with me and watch me slowly fade. I'll be just a basket case at 8 o'clock tonight. It'll be great. Thank you, everybody. I love it. We got about 9 minutes to go here on this show, and I thank you all for being here. There you go. I've already written a GameStop covered call today, and I bought it back for a quick profit. Looking to write the next one before the day is out. There you go. Trading the contracts. Absolutely. Sell it first, buy it back. Nicely done. Sell on a swing up, buy it on a dip. Yeah, easy money. Why not? Thank you. Don't invest with money you can't afford to lose. That is right. That is right. I got a busy Monday plan. I always do. Oh, it's crazy. Enjoyable day for everybody. Have a good one, everybody. You betcha. I'm back, says John. Welcome back. Hey, Uncle Bruce, what's the nice spread to slap on GameStop right now? What would be a nice spread? Well, I mean, you could write a butterfly spread, maybe for this Friday. But you're going to have to. You may want to wait later this afternoon or tomorrow to kind of see, a 2-day spread. But if you can write a couple of maybe 210 calls and buy a 190 and buy a 210 call, there's 2 longs and 2 shorts. That's a butterfly spread around the 210 level between 190 and 210. Or 190 and 220, excuse me. So, 200 and 220. $200 call, 210 calls you write, and 220 you buy. Yeah. $10 below, $10 above you buy, and right at the money you sell. That might work, but you'd have to do the mathematics to see. You should really watch my video to see how that works so you can figure out the return, the risk-return ratio and all that. Have a good day, everybody. See you in the afternoon. Larry, thanks, buddy. We'll see you there. On only using cash you can afford to lose. The Saviors here. Uncle Bruce, what are your thoughts on NVIDIA? Seems like a good stock to own for a contract making. I haven't got an opinion on NVIDIA. It is obviously one of the drug stocks, and there was something about contaminated samples being destroyed, and there's always that risk factor. You got to be careful on that kind of stuff. But you can write calls on that stock, definitely, but you want to be prepared to take a risk on the value of the contract, value of your stock. But hey, you buy the stock and write calls, you are instantly reducing the cost of your stock, right? You can bring in 10 or 20 or 30 bucks a call. You can take that off the cost of your stock right away. And you do that every month or two. Great move. You can quickly get your cost average down nicely on the stock. Just saying. Anyway, NVIDIA is not the drug. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about. It's that's the computer company, right? Yeah, that's right. They just split 4 for 1. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was thinking about. Who am I thinking about? I'll tell you who I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Moderna. I'm thinking about Moderna today. Okay, NVIDIA. Right on. Okay, our friends at NVIDIA right now are trading at about $226 a share. They're the computer chip company, and they're doing really well. They are doing very well. There's a shortage. Anything they sell, they make, they sell. They're getting top dollar for. The stock's $225.99. If you same thing though, you buy this stock and write contracts, you're going to bring in a nice premium. You're going to reduce your cost average on it quickly. So you write out of the money calls. Might be a strategy to follow. But yeah, I definitely got it mixed up with somebody else. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Let's see. The graphics card company. That's right, Moderna. I did read this morning. Did I hear this morning about the? We did hear something this morning about um, China talking about limiting gameplay for children to 3 hours a week. Online gameplay to be restricted 3 hours a week. How do you think that would go over in the United States? Can you imagine being a parent to try to enforce that rule? Oh my God. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, that's wild. Now, I was wondering when I heard that, I thought, would that affect? Would it affect Nvidia? Would their stock be affected by that? Because if China game sales drop, and that would mean all kinds of fewer chips needed for these games, would that in fact affect them? Are they selling over there? I don't know. Yeah, kind of interesting. I don't know. Anyway, what can I say? Say what? Poor Chinese people. Yeah, well, I think kids under 11, they're talking about restricting them to 3 hours. I don't know about 12 to 16. I don't know about that. But yeah, and so began the revolution. Yeah, exactly. Talking about a Communist Party takeover right there. Problem. Yeah. They could be playing with fire that they have no idea what they're playing with. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. My youngest will go straight up on strike. There you go. Straight up on strike. I don't know. Just I heard that this morning. I had to laugh at these guys. These Chinese guys, they remind me of like school administrators from the 60s. They were so square. It was unbelievable. I mean, again, I'm old, so I'll tell you a little story. What do we got? 4 minutes ago. I'll tell you a 4-minute story before I shut it down. It was 1968, 69. And I was in grade 7 at the time. So I would have been about 14, 15 years of age. And it was a Friday. And it was a Friday in June, towards the end of the school year. I think it was like the last week or two. And in our music class, our music teacher promised us that coming Friday, the Friday coming up, that it's your day, it's your class. You have control of your class for Friday. And I'm going to bring in a record player into the music room, and you can bring whatever albums you want to listen to, and you can vote amongst yourselves what songs you want to hear on the record player. Well, this is fantastic. I mean, how cool is that our music teacher, who was at the time pushing 60, she was pushing 60 at the time, she was that cool about it. She said, I probably won't be in the classroom with you, but you can play the record player and play whatever records you want for the 45-minute class. So I thought, wow, none of us were going to miss this class. So Friday rolls around, and I distinctly remember one of the records that we were going to play. It was the Beatles, and we were playing the song. Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember. It was off the Abbey Road album, and I'm trying to remember whether it was "Oh Darling" or something like that. In any event, we were playing the record, and we're all sitting at our desks, and we're all well behaved. We're not jumping around. We're not yelling. We're not even singing with it. Well, we're kind of singing to it a little bit, but we're really listening to the record. The door's closed to the hallway, and we're listening to this record. And the door slowly opens up, and I'm towards the back of the class. I look over, and in comes the vice principal in charge of discipline. This is the guy that gives out detentions. So, you know what his nickname is? He's the asshole. Okay. He's the prick, right? The guy that has no sense of humor. He comes in, and he walks up to the front of the class, and he takes the needle off the record player. And we're just sitting there going, ¿Qué pasa, man? Like, what's up? And he says, you should have more respect for the expensive musical equipment that we have in this school. And that playing these records at these volumes just destroys these sound systems, and You just have no you students just don't show a respect for the school's property. And we were just like, half of us feared this man. We feared him because he could really affect your school attendance record, and he could write a letter to your parents and all this crap. And I'm sure one or two of us in the class had a run-in with him. I never did. I was always a student that never had a problem with administrators. But to walk in not knowing the situation, he did not know. He did not check with our music teacher that this had been approved by her. He didn't check. And one of our students says, "Hey man, why are you always hassling us?" And I thought, whoa, this kid has got balls. This kid got balls. But he was the biggest kid in the class. And he had run into him obviously before and was no longer intimidated by this guy, because this guy had probably, suspended him or given him detentions. And the kid is just like, "I don't give a shit about you. You don't intimidate me. You think you do, but you don't." And he started putting up a argument with us. And he said, "Why are you playing this in the first place?" And then one of the students said, "Our music teacher, I think her name was Mrs. Fitz, told us that this was our day, today. After a long year, of a whole year of being with her, and singing for her for the Christmas, what do they call it? The assembly and this assembly, and we did this and we did this and we did that. This is our reward. Our reward for the entire year of working with Mrs. Fitz was to be allowed to play our records for 45 minutes for one class, and that was today." And then you walked in and took the record away from us. And we all have to, and no one else said anything, but we all thought about it like, why are we putting out so much effort for this school, for this class, when someone like you can just walk in here and arbitrarily take the needle off the record and call us, whatever you want to call it. We all kind of were wondering what it's all about. What's it all about, buddy? Like, you show me the upside. I don't see any upside. Anyway, he said, "Well, just keep it down." And then he walked out. And as he was walking out, he was just about to go out the door, and the punk, the young guy, turned the album over, put on Revolution Number 9, where it starts out with the electric guitar. You say you want a revolution. He started the song right there at full volume, just as that guy was walking out, just to give it to him. And I thought, oh God, he's coming back. He's going to kill us all. But he didn't. He kept walking out. And I thought, oh my gosh, I have seen something I'd never seen in school before. Rebellion against the man. Rebellion against authority. I had never seen it in person, because I'd never been in this guy's office before. I've never been in a shouting match with him or anything like that, because I'm terrified of these people. Terrified, because I didn't want my father to get a phone call from any of these folks that I was a problem in school. Oh, no way. Because I feared that man more than anyone, respected that man more than anything else. I didn't need that crap. And of course, it's just not my nature, because I'm a lover, not a fighter. Anyway, that was unbelievable. The one episode, and this is grade 7. I was like 14 or 15. I'd never seen that before. I thought, oh my gosh, this is something. But I guess he probably went to the music teacher and asked her about it, and she probably certainly confirmed it with him, because he didn't come back. But oh my gosh, that was the attitude that we had. The squares, we had these squares who were just 50s, 60s discipline. Students have no rights. Students, you shut up and do what we tell you. When I tell you to jump, you ask how high. This kind of attitude. And we were all being, told by our younger teachers that, you can really make something of yourself. You can really, go out there and conquer the world. And they're trying to build our confidence up, because we're just teenagers with changing voices, and our pants are too short all the time. And girls walking by make us feel funny, and so we're all trying to figure out what's going on. And they're trying to reassure us that it's okay, and you're growing up now. And then we got this guy. And I had those guys that guy, I had that guy in every class or every school I ever went to. There was that guy all the way through because they were ex-World War II veterans or they were, a disciplinarian type, whatever, and they'd seen it all, and they immediately looked at you as a guilty party. Now you prove your innocence. That was their attitude on everything. And whenever I ran into a teacher that was the opposite of that, it was a revelation. It was just I would look at it and go, the world is a better place than I think it can be. It looks like it's a better place. There are really good people, and then there are really bad people. And I don't mind discipline in a school. I don't mind following rules. It's cool. Yeah. Don't deface the property and all. Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for that. But boy, being treated like that when he walked into that room and just took that needle off the record. Oh my gosh, that was really. I told that story to my dad, and I said, you gotta wonder, Dad. I gotta wonder if the teacher promises something and then this guy does that. You gotta wonder who's running that place. He says, yeah, well, they have a leadership problem. They have a leadership problem in the classroom. He should have gone to the teacher because she wasn't there. He should have found her and asked her what's going on, and she would have told him, and he would have backed off because this teacher was 60. She was a senior. She was a senior member of the staff. He wasn't going to mess with her, but he just walked into the class, didn't see her, and decided to take over, figuring we were pulling a fast one. Like, yeah, guilty, now prove your innocence. Exactly. There you go. Anyway, there you have it. There's a story for you from my youth that's one of those you never forget these. Man, never. I know I still get the nerves. My nerves are still, the adrenaline and the fear. Unbelievable. I feared this guy. He was a real piece of work, this guy. Crew cut, no sense of humor, just an absolute a-hole, this guy. I couldn't wait to get out of that school. Thankfully, only 2 years at that school, then high school. But we still had him there. But at least we had 1,500 students. At this school I was in, we only had about 300, 400. So he was a big man on campus, and he was not fun. It was like the vice principal, and he was just a jerk. Anyway, there you go, folks. There's your day. Guys, thank you for popping in for the early show. One last look at our stock quotes here, see where we're ending up here before I say goodbye. This support.com, I'm not sure if it's is it halted? What's going on? 37.42. I don't know anything going on with this thing. It's flatlining right now. I don't see what's happening. 40 million traded. Robinhood up $1. SoFi is up 19 to 14.24. GameStop is 211.87, up 6.92. ATIP up down 11 cents to 4.14. So it's improving bit by bit by bit. AMC still up 273, but it's off its highs. Matterport up 49, not at its highs right now, but close. ME off its highs, only up 7 at 908. SmartRent down 48 cents today. Rocket Lab down 40 to 995 now. Spire at 922 down 28. Sextera up 844 off its highs, still up 8 cents. Vanik up. Vanik Vectors only up 44. It's off its highs. It got as high as 275. It's now 272.48. Home Depot still holding at 533 gain. IBM still up at 14 cents. The Dow up 35. Microsoft up about 4. Apple 3.5 or so. Tesla up $14. Royal Caribbean down $1.31, slumping again. Amazon up $85. Facebook up 4. Alphabet, that's Google, up 30 practically. So we got Goldman Sachs only down $4, coming back. There you go. There it is. The Dow's up 33, S&P up 25, NASDAQ up 121. Folks, join me at 3 o'clock this afternoon if you can for the last hour of the day. Let's follow that one together. We'll keep an eye on what's going on in the meantime. I want to thank you all for being with me today and hanging out. Check out the website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca. Check out the lessons and get yourself educated on how to play these options and make some extra money. And we'll answer your questions this after, okay? Thank you for joining me and Jennifer and I this morning. Appreciate it. And we'll see you in a few hours at 3 o'clock Eastern. And 2 more shows on TWB tonight. Can't miss those. I'll be there. All right, guys. Thanks again. We'll talk to you real soon. Bama, babe, you take care. Malo, we'll see you later. Thank you for the thumbs ups. Don't forget those. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it, and we'll see what's going on. Thumbs ups and buy NTPC. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Bye for now.